bitch. Oh, excuse you? Baloney wash. I'm annoyed. I'm just here to give my opinion and carry in. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch.
Yes, I'm just here to give my opinion and carry in. It's Chris Avalon, bitch. How y'all doing? It's your boy Chris Avalon. Welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Did y'all miss me? I know I was gone for 2 days. I was busy, but now I'm back. You know, the Mets won 2 days in a row. I was busy. I was caught up in all that momentum. But now I'm back to give y'all a show, a proper show. So yeah, so for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I've already introduced myself. The name is in the marquee, Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, those who come back for the lives, welcome. Good to see y'all again. This is basically a show where we talk about all the things going on in celebrity news, pop culture, entertainment, anything that's trending in these good old internet streets. We chat about it on this good old show. So before we get to some of the topics I'm going to give you all the rundown on, please do me a solid if you can and hit that like button and that subscribe button, and also smash that notification button so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. It's free. I'm not asking for no coin dollars. So hitting that subscribe button definitely helps. Hitting that like button, you know, helps with the algorithms, all that other good stuff. And I appreciate all the new people that have subscribed within the last month. I got my analytics back, I think about 2 days ago. And so, yeah, the numbers is hitting, bitch. So, yeah, we are the little engine that could. And people be trying to read me on my followers. And I was like, okay, and what's the point? Well, I got more than you. It's funny. I be having like people with 3 subscribers try to read me on my damn near 2,000. I'm like, are you slow? Like, are you not good at math? Do I need to point out the actual numbers for you? Like, you trying to read me on my little numbers? I don't care. It's cute. I'm appreciative of all the people that come in, big or small. And my life don't roll around subscribers and numbers and things. But for those of you who do subscribe, you know, I definitely appreciate y'all. Those who support the show, I definitely appreciate y'all. Those who take the time out of their day to actually sit through the entire show, because you know we do long shows over here. Sometimes this show be going close to 5 hours, depending on the amount of hot topics. So I definitely appreciate y'all. You know, the people who have been here since the beginning, the newcomers, and those who come in every now and again and chime in, or those who come in every show and chime in, you know, the loyalists and things of that nature. I appreciate all of y'all. So yeah, so some of the topics we have today, we got to talk about Kendrick, Lamar, and Rihanna declining the headline Coachella. Like, what's going on over there? Coachella, it's a hot ass mess. Or maybe what it is that them people don't want to be around them fake wannabe, you know, hipsters. All them with them phones and things. All y'all care about is being in the moment, and not even being in the moment, just filming and taking pictures and stuff, rather than actually being there for the very thing, which is the music. So we'll talk about that. Plus, we got to talk about Taylor Swift. Yeah, she done beat Rihanna record, and I'm gonna tell you why when it comes up. And then we also got to talk about Diddy. I'm not going too heavy on all the other Diddy stuff because I feel like there's nothing really new that's coming out except for his mother and the twins did visit him in jail. Child, that got to be embarrassing because I'd be damned. I'm sorry, but if my father was doing all the things he was doing, you just gonna have to sit up in there. But I guess when he's still paying y'all bills and taking care of y'all till, you know, he kicked the bucket or whatever, or y'all kicked the bucket, then you are gonna go visit him. So anyways, besides all that, we got to talk about the woman that apparently the alleged text messages where she basically, it seemed like she made up the whole thing about being assaulted. So we'll talk about that. Plus, Beyonce and Jay-Z attorney, you know, after that whole thing with Jaguar Wright going on Piers Morgan, and he did apologize live on air, they got their lawyers on, you know, him over what was going on. And I'm going to break that down. So, and then, child, so look, this ain't the only thing that's coming out with about SA, because apparently Deryck Whibley, I don't know if y'all remember him, but he's the lead singer of Sum 41, who's actually made an announcement that they're disbanding after almost 30 years together. But we'll get into that. Apparently, he said he was SA'd by his manager, his former manager back in the day, and how he was groomed. So we got to talk about all of that because, you know, we definitely like to break down the traumas and things of this industry and a lot of the predators that prey on a lot of the innocent in this industry. Plus, we got to talk about Jennifer Lopez in this interview that she recently did with Interview Magazine, where she sat down with Nikki Glazer and she talked about her marriage. And so we'll break all that down. Plus, we got the photo shoots. And of course, Jennifer Lopez never takes a bad picture, but we're going to dissect what she had to say. I'm going to give my thoughts as I always do. Plus, People, speaking of people in marriages, it looked like Koonye and Bianca, because they said it before, like, oh, everybody's like, oh, they get a divorce, TMZ posted it, all this other stuff. Apparently they playing with their damn marriage. And this is why I was hesitant to even speak on their situation before, because every time I turn around, they come out and they always trying to say something about their marriage. They get a divorce today, then they back together. And it's like, okay, y'all played this game one too many times. And I'm not getting on this merry-go-round of foolishness with you two. And you attention seeking behind her titties, how you did not even 30 yet, and your breasts down to your damn knees already. I don't know if they implants or they naturally her boobs, but apparently them suckers be sitting on her damn gut. And she not even like Aretha age. Franklin. Remember her boobs was down to her knees? When you get to a certain age, your boobs, do your boobs hang low? You know that song? But anyway, so and then we gotta talk about this story about Ciara and the whole goodies thing and how it was almost given to Britney. So we're gonna talk about that. Plus Jeremy Strong, who was in this new movie, controversial movie about Donald Trump called The Apprentice. He's weighing in on this whole straight actors playing gay conversation that we like to talk about ad nauseum on this, whenever the conversation comes up. Plus, speaking of gay, child, I don't know if y'all woke up to the news, but I did. This morning I woke up and I'm like, why am I seeing Omar Apollo and queer trending? So I look and child, apparently his sex scene with Daniel Craig and Drew Starkey, apparently all three of them, their whole sex scene leaked on the internet on Elon Musk's Twitter. He called that other letter of the alphabet. I was like, it will always be Twitter to me. Since you like to dead name people, I'm a dead name your website that you colonized. So yeah, apparently that leaked online. Gay Twitter is reacting, and we'll break it on down. Plus, child, the priests out here carrying. They out here laying it low and spreading the wide and doing the drugs. All to the point that a British priest ended up dead and another one arrested because they was out here getting high on poppers, ecstasy, and hunching each other. Ooh, the priest is carrying. See, this is why I tell y'all celibacy don't work. It don't work. But anyway, so we got that and a whole lot more. And if anything else y'all want to chime into the show, y'all can throw it in. But only to a certain amount, because tonight I'm actually going to go see Terrifier 3. So I'm going to need y'all to pray for me. I don't know what possessed. Well, you know what possessed me. I love Art the Clown. So I'm actually going to go see Terrifier 3 tonight. I got an 8 o'clock show. I was trying to get something earlier, but apparently, with it being in limited release at certain places, especially at AMC's, they're playing it late at night. So I'm like, guess I'm going to have to go, trotting my behind to Manhattan, to Lincoln Square, to go see this movie. Well, you said Tension 2 is about to leak. Someone bought the CD, so BMG and Kylie should issue it on platforms. Well, yeah, they better do that. They better they better put it up. But look, we got another lesson. We got less than 24 hours for that album come out. So I can wait. I'm not going to sit up in here and listen to leaks. When I like an artist, I'm gonna actually go above and beyond, and I'm gonna wait until it ends up on the streaming platforms like Apple Music and all other stuff, and I'll go and listen to it. You said MSG sold out. Sure did, because I know how to look. This is why I always laugh when people be trying to be like, they act like I don't know what I be talking about. It's like I work in live entertainment. I know how it works. So when I tell y'all things, I'm not just pulling things out of my behind. I'm literally up here trying to tell y'all how this business works. It was like with the gaps in between the dates, I knew, especially when we talk about New York, that Kylie Minogue was going to be doing a second date at of the Tension tour. We knew that. I knew that. I don't know if anybody else did. I'm not sure if she's, per this report that I'm about to get into. I'm not sure if she actually, well, I know she's doing well everywhere else. I've been, tracking and watching the sales and everything. I've heard everywhere she's been pretty much selling out the arenas, and people are shocked by this. I'm like, shocked by the power. Ooh, shocked by the power of love. Let me stop. It's like I got into my Kylie mode. But I'm like, why are people shocked that she is selling out arenas? Like, Kylie is that girl. Like, I know people are a little nervous about Charlie XCX and some of the other people. When you look at them, it's like, really? They're doing arenas? They're really going to sell those tickets? And I'm sitting there like, Kylie Minogue is an international icon. people in America listen to her music. Yes, radio and all these other conglomerates and the overlords of the industry really paid her dust. But there are a lot of us who are here who listen to music from overseas and have been following her career and listening to her music and buying her CDs, like I said, for years. When they were late, or later on, you know, the Kylie albums would come out in other places internationally, and then we would have to wait like a month or two for her music to hit the States. Not I. Because what Chris did was when that album came out, my behind was in the Virgin Megastore. When Fever first came out, I went to the Virgin Megastore and bought the import. So even though the album did do well still here, I think it went platinum or whatever, when I bought the album on import, because I was like, I'm not waiting a month while everybody else gets to listen to this record and be caught up in the fever of it all. I was like, Chris is going to take his behind and I'm going to pay that extra coin and I'm going to get I'm going to get the international, release. I'm going to buy the import. So I wasn't sitting around waiting. And this is where I feel like the American market always dropped the ball because they did not really know how to market her. And I think it was also because she wasn't as aggressive as Madonna. She's non-problematic. She's just the quintessential pop star. She's beautiful, body's on point, likes to wear fabulous costumes, what we gays live for. Choreography is always sickening, and then she gives us bobs. And she is what I would call the quintessential pop star. She's not running out here trying to, change the world with, oh, well, go out and do this, political stuff. There's people that's better off at that than her, but she's someone who just wants to bring a little spice to your life, in the word of the Spice Girls. I don't know why I just brought the Spice Girls in there, but yeah, she want to add a little spice to your life. Colors of the world, every boy, every girl, people of the world. Okay. Okay, let me stop because I'm bugging now. Oh, you said Tension 2 comes out next. I don't know why I thought everything is coming out this way. Well, yeah, she's gonna have to leak it early, chair. Because there was another person. I think Shawn Mendes' album was supposed to come out next week too. But I was gonna add this to the story, but I can say it in passing. He actually changed his mind on that because he said he's dropping it in November because they want to rework songs. And I'm like, child, we know why you doing it when you're not releasing the album next week. Is because your 2 singles flopped. Your VMA performance was boring, and nobody cares about Shawn Mendes' music. He's cute to look at, but I need you to have yourself a little Troye Sivan makeover if you really want the gays to come and listen to that boring ass strumming my pain with his fingers music with your guitar. And you up there humping your bandmates on stage. But anyway, let's move on. And speaking of Mother Minogue, let me hit my banner because I almost forgot to do that, and let's get into it. So Kylie Minogue, since we're already into the conversation, has added after the first, it went gangbusters. First of all, the tickets, pre-sale tickets for the first night, which I believe is a Friday, because it's April 4th and 5th. So they just added a second show yesterday, and the announcement came out. First of all, I knew before everybody else did because I got the email, because I already went and I signed up for the pre-ticket thing, and they sent me the promo code. Funnily enough, I was thinking about it, but I was like, wait a minute, I work at the Garden, so why am I going to pay a ticket when I can watch it for free and get paid to to work it? So I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'll be working both shows. I won't know until like March what my schedule will be. So I'll let y'all know if I'll be doing both nights. But if I am doing both nights and y'all happen to see me and say, hey man, how you doing? So anyway, so she made so yesterday came out. I got the text, and then of course I had to get online and tell certain people. I was like, oh, she added a second day, even though I knew that was gonna happen, because I was like, first of all, you do not know the magnitude of Kylie's impact, especially in New York, and how many homosexuals live here. So after that first night pre-sale tickets sold out in 10 seconds, because I even hit up another friend of mine, Lindsay Aguilera, who y'all know I've done Drinks and Drag and has come on this show a couple of times. I texted him and he was like, oh yeah, the tickets sold out. So he got the Saturday show. I don't know if he's going anybody. Then of course another friend of mine, Ray, he is a huge Kylie fan. I saw his post on social media. He is going to see Kylie as well. So A lot of, there is Kylie Mania in New York, and I was like, there's no way she's gonna be able to do one show, and that was gonna be enough. The gays would riot. Yes, they would. You throw a gay Twitter went into a frenzy over that. The sex scene with Omar Apollo and them leaked online. You think the gays went in a frenzy for that? Now only do a one and done show in New York and don't see the gays lose their damn mind. I mean, yeah, you could do a one and done with a Charlie XCX, but her impact, as much as the gays live for her, the Bushwick homosexuals, but Kylie's impact is larger than that. So the gays would have rioted, I kid you not, if she didn't add a second day, and she did, because she made the announcement. I saw Mew Mews, who I follow them. They're like a music blog. They posted on their Twitter feed that she added a second day. So yeah, she got the second day at Madison Square Garden. So they're going to be in New York. You could definitely check her out on this, April 4th and 5th. And they said with a special guest. So let's dissect this for a minute, because I didn't write no article or whatever. We're just speculating. So let's see who would be the guest, because here's the thing: what a lot of people don't realize, because Madison Square Garden is the world's most famous arena. There is a lot of history that comes with Madison Square Garden, especially how long it's been. We tend to get, versus any other city, we always get like the big surprises, the big celebrities, all the other stuff that will show up for people's events. Like when I say, for example, Charlie XCX brought out Addison Rae, and she brought out Lord. Kids lost their mind over that. The Jelly Roll concert brought out Busta Rhymes and brought out Post Malone. So whenever we have like concerts or whatever, there will be people who will have like special guests that will come up on the stage. So who would it be? I remember when I was first talking about, before even the US dates were even announced, I've had people who will go, you think Madonna's gonna show up? You think Madonna's gonna actually come up on stage? Because Kylie did get up on stage for Madonna's show, I think in LA, when she did the Celebration tour. So do you think Madonna would actually come up and do like a song with her or whatever? I was like, that would be cute. That would be iconic. First of all, if we could get those two icons on the same stage, even though they are 10 years apart in age. Kylie is someone who looks up to Madonna. Madonna is a fan of Kylie Minogue's music. She actually wore the Kylie t-shirt back in the day at the Europe Music Awards when she performed music, I believe. It's funny how I just remember that. But so they have this mutual respect for each other. So I would love to see her do that. If not, then I'm wondering if she'll probably, well, no, don't bring out Sia. But I was like, what if she brought out BB Rexa and Toblo and they did their song together? So I'm sure like during certain songs or whatever, maybe she'll bring out some some other performers that she's done her guest songs with, her collaboration songs and other stuff, and we'll see if they do that. And here's the thing: I like that Kylie is doing it the right way. She's working with other pop acts versus Madonna, who likes to work with all these different rappers and stuff. And I'm like, ma'am, the rapper stuff is just not working. I need you to get back to the pop stuff. So leave them Sway Lees and them Tokishas and all of them alone. Leave them over there doing what they doing. Leave Takesha with Arca having like pregnancy bellies and stuff in a music video. Let them do that. I need you to get back with the pop acts. But in regards to this, I'm pretty much excited for the Tension Tour. I'm excited that she's actually coming to my job and not janky ass freaking Barclays Center. Because, like I said before, the way that Jay-Z did her dirty during the Kiss Me Once era when he was behind that album, and the minimalist trash behind set design that she had, like a damn lipstick couch and barely any damn props. I'm like, what is this mess? Like, that ain't gonna work for me. So I'm actually curious to see like what this whole show is gonna look like. But it's because it's been a long time since Kylie has done like a grandiose stage show. It's been quite a while. So for her to bring that from overseas to America, and we get to see all of that play out. I don't know if like for the US, like she's kind of give the fans the greatest hits of all the things that she's done in regards of like, kind of a look back at the old looks and stuff. I really want her to get back with William Baker too. William Baker gave me my life when it came to like how he helped her with creative directing her tours and stuff. But I'm definitely, whoever she decides to choose, if she gets back with Rick Baker or not, I'm definitely curious to see what she's going to bring with this tour. I'm looking forward to the choreography. I'm looking forward to the costumes. I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to give. She better give us that full-on camp, because the gays are going to be wanting all of that. And I think that's maybe the reason why the U.S. didn't know really how to market her. But now I feel like since post-Padam, post-Padamdemic, or we can call it, I'm just playing around with words. But maybe it's just that people are finally starting to see her for the artist that she is, and they're, the gatekeepers no longer have that power and control. So I say all this to say I'm excited for Mother Minogue, and the fact that she is giving us a proper U.S. arena tour, and that the people who have never had the opportunity to experience her like I did when she did the For Me For You shows at Hammerstein. There was 2 nights there, which is why I think friends of mine were like, they didn't know how. I didn't think she would be able to do arena because she did like 2 nights at Hammerstein or whatever. I'm like, 2 nights at Hammerstein is basically 1 night at the Garden. Like basically if you 1 round over in regards of the size. But then, it's like a little like a theater setting. But there's many artists who've done theater settings that have expanded to arenas. But the fact that they're gagging over the fact that she's doing 2 nights, I'm like, you pretty much have underestimated the power and the impact that Kylie has on pop music, pop culture, and the homosexuals of all ages. So it's the older gays, the millennial, and the Gen Z. Well, I don't know. Well, Gen Z kind of discovered her through Padam, and they've started listening to her discography ever since. But the millennial gays, the Gen X gays, and probably some of the boomer gays will be up in there. And I'm sure some of the girls will be up in there too. So it's gonna be the gays and the homosexuals and the girls. So I say what this is to say. While I'm sitting here being silly. What do y'all think of this story? Are you actually excited to see Kylie, even if you're not in New York, like the places that she is going to be going for the Tension Tour around the United States, the North American leg? Are you excited to see Kylie? Have you gotten your tickets? Are you a first timer? Are you a multiple timer? Like I said before, the 2 times that she actually came to New York to do a show, I was so happy and fortunate that I was able to see her live. I need to find if I still have those tickets. I probably don't. Probably got lost in one of my moves. But yeah, whatever your thoughts are on this story, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so we have comments. They said going against Gwen is much safer than going against Kylie Minogue. Charlie is, yes, she is. She's hipster gays. They said, oh yeah, she did. It sold out in 10 seconds, which I gagged over that. That was the pre-sale. So sold out in 10 seconds, and then they had to create a second date. But then I heard the pre-sale for the second date it's already damn near sold out, which is crazy. I'm like, well, damn. I want Danny especially to push Neon Nights and 100 Degrees still yeah. Neon Nights, will forever be, that's the antithesis of what Kylie does. Because Kylie is very, she's sexy, but she's very demure about it. She doesn't get too vulgar with it. Danny Minogue, when she did Neon Nights, that was basically, that was slut pop back in the day before Kim Petras did slut pop. Like when you talk about get my vibe on, she talking about vibrators. When you had those songs, I Begin to Wonder, and then so many of the other songs. Like when you listen to a lot of those songs on there, they're all sexually coded. So yeah, I do agree. I would love to see, like, if she does have an opener, that Tovlo would be a great opener. I don't know if she's gonna have an opener. Kylie Minogue gives me somebody that would have a DJ perform, and then she'd be the sole performer. I think that's what most people gravitate towards. But I don't necessarily know how her show is gonna be set up. But I would think like she would bring people out during certain songs, like maybe Dance Alone. She could have Sia come out. And then she, during, the Tovlo and BB Rexha's song, they can come out for that. She could bring out the Blessed Madonna. She could bring out a whole bunch of people. So, it's definitely going to be a party up in there. There's always like great moments when it comes to, when you do Madison Square Garden. That's a milestone. I can't tell you how many artists have come into the Garden and have always said, this has been a dream and I never thought this would happen. And Niall Horan has said it. Every other artist I could think of has come in there and they're just like flabbergasted that they're actually able to sell out the Garden. Not for only 1 night, but 2 nights. Vampire Weekend, that was the last show I did. That was what they said. They all say it. I'm like, if I had a dime for every time somebody said that, I'd be wealthy. I'd have Hennifer's what do you call it? Net worth. It said, "Can you imagine really don't like you and a duet of Habits Say Hi?" Oh my God, this is allergy season. Yesterday, I could not breathe when I was outside. It was just like, it was a hot mess. I'm coughing. It's like, I hate the shift in weather. So it'd be looking like I'm a damn cokehead, rubbing my nose constantly. I said, I don't do the butter sugar anymore. But you don't do it any less either. Let me know where you know that, where that line come from. But anyway, I said, I want her to discuss the Jenner lawsuit and how before light years she can say there's room for both. She ain't thinking about no damn Kylie Jenner. She is the one and only Kylie, and worked hard for that name too. It said, "I watch you while waiting in a car line. Where you going?" I discovered Kylie before Penny Eminem was around the disco era release. You know what? She better perform some of them songs with disco too, because we ain't get a proper tour with that. So yeah, if you're gonna be doing that, you definitely need to be out here doing you definitely better be doing disco tracks. You can stream the audio for live in New York. You can feel the love. Well, if I'm working, I definitely can't be on the live or whatever. They check all of that, which is crazy. It's like, yeah, they were like, if you're working, you can't post anything, you can't do anything, because they trustably they have a department that tracks and sees what all of us is doing. If we're recording, even though there are people that be there, they record stuff, they take pictures with the celebrities, but you can't be doing it because this camera is literally in the entire arena. The way that the garden is set up is insane. Like we have bomb sniffing dogs. We got all kinds of crazy stuff up in there. So I'd rather just, be in the moment. If I tell you I seen a celebrity, whatever, y'all just gonna have to trust me on it, because it's like I value my job and working in the live entertainment industry more so than losing that, because I want to prove to people that I'm working with said celebrity, I'm seeing a certain celebrity, I've had a celebrity spotting, whatever you want to call it. It said, I was like, what's your name? Diggs, by the way, big, what is it? By the way, W TikTok. Well, how you doing? He said, wait, what's up? I did a documentary, especially to show how America love. Well, yeah, I feel like at this moment, she definitely needs like, to have like a camera crew to film this and just show like how it is. I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. She might do a 3-hour show because the show time is 8:00, which means usually our call time is 90 minutes before. So more than likely I'll have a 5:45. It's funny, I'm doing the math in my head. 5:45. Doors will be at 6:30. Show is at 8:00. So, she said she's not doing a 3-hour show and sounds like a basic stage. And I was like, now I know why the U.S. Arena. And I mean, live in New York, the album from her 2009. Well, look, I don't know. We'll see how it all looks when she starts to hit that road and see how the stage and everything looks. But I don't know. I don't think she'll do a 3-hour show. She may do a 2.5, or she might do a 3-hour show, because if the show time is at 8:00, more than likely she will go live. The curfew usually in New York is probably, I think, about 11. Maybe you could push for 12. So I could definitely see her being done by like 11-ish, because if the show starts about 8 to 9, 9 to 10, yeah, she could probably she probably will do a 3-hour show. She's got so many songs. So knowing her, she may do a 2.5 or 3-hour show. You never know, because with somebody with her discography, I could definitely see her doing a long show. But anyway, let's move on and let's talk about Kendrick and Rihanna, who apparently declined to do Coachella. So, apparently they've been trying to find some big acts to do Coachella since this Coachella recently wrapped in April. The head of the organization, I'm sorry, what is his name? Paul Tollett, the CEO of Concert Production, Golden Voice, of the company. He's been trying to find top talent, but apparently he's been struggling. And I think, this has been happening for a while. But I'm starting to, look, no shade, but I really feel like Coachella has not had the impact that it once had. I just feel like the way that this new generation is, y'all are so fickle when it comes to who y'all support and trying to get top-notch talent. But then again, it's the industry's fault because the industry is not really investing the time to create top-notch talent. Y'all keep going after, oh yeah, let's go for Beyonce, let's go for this one, let's go for that one, let's go for Rihanna. Rihanna don't care. Rihanna got way too much money to be out here being like, first of all, I don't feel like there's enough money y'all can back up in the Brinks truck to her mansion, no mansions, to get her to even want to be a part of Coachella. But anyway, because I really feel like, as much as she like to tell people, oh yeah, I'm working on music, I just feel like she's over music. I just really wish Miss Mamas would stop trying to gaslight her fans into thinking like, oh yeah, she about to give y'all a new album. I'll believe it when I see it at this point. So it says, sources tell Bloomberg that the two passed, as in Kendrick and Rihanna, on the opportunity for different reasons. Dot is already confirmed the headline of 2025 Super Bowl halftime. I was like, who's Dot? Aunt Dot. Remember Aunt Dot from the Little Kim track? I mean, that she had on her album. But anyway, so Kendrick is, he's doing the Super Bowl halftime. So he doesn't have time. And then I also heard that he's also going to be embarking on a stadium tour in 2025. So he's going to be busy with all of that. So yeah, he doesn't have time after, the halftime special was in February. I'm assuming because April was the year for Coachella this year, that it's probably going to be the same time next year. So he's pretty busy. He ain't got time to be trying to give y'all a full show after that, especially when you're spending months trying to put together a 15-minute set for Super Bowl halftime. So I don't see him wanting to be like, okay, now I got to sit and take the time to put together a show for Coachella for 2 weeks. Because Coachella, I believe, when you're headlining, you got to do it for the 2 weeks. Some do it, I believe, some don't. But for the most part, I've noticed that, like, when it comes to people who headline, they do a 1 weekend, and then this is the 2 weekends, I should say. So he's not going to do it. And then Rihanna isn't interested in the big payout nor the exposure. It's also reported that Lamar is currently plotting a stadium tour, even though that wasn't confirmed. Now, the thing is with Rihanna is like, yeah, she isn't interested in the payout. She doesn't need the exposure. Her Fenty line and all other stuff is doing relatively well, so she doesn't need the money there. She's made a lot of money from her music. She's making a lot of money from doing a lot of her business deals. So she really doesn't need to get up on stage. And then as much as I like Rihanna, quiet as it's kept, Rihanna has never been that girl in regards of a good live performer. Get her songs be okay when she be, singing the songs, because like she be half-assing those too. And then she give y'all this lazy 1-2 step. Like, Rihanna has never been like a impeccable live performer. So yeah, by name and recognition, the popularity of it all, and the fact that, oh yeah, if we get Rihanna, then we'll definitely get a whole lot of people to come to Coachella, because she doesn't really perform like that. She doesn't tour like that. We still waiting on the follow-up to Auntie, which has been almost a damn decade. So when it comes to that, people are still sitting around waiting. And she told me she don't need the exposure, and that's fine. But at this point, I don't even know who you could think of that would be interesting enough to get up there and do Coachella, because I've always found Coachella to be a little bit pretentious. I just feel like it'd just be a lot of these fake behind, boho chic, Beverly Hills, LA, fraudsters that just want to go up there and be seen, take a bunch of damn pictures, to be like, oh, look, I'm at Coachella. But are you actually there enjoying the music? Are you in the moment? No, you're just there to just show like your little TikTok followers and your Instagram followers, and have your little, carousel of photos that you're dancing to a bunch of DJs and things of that nature, and that's it. But you're not really in the moment. So it says that Bloomberg, as a concert promoter, Paul Tyler, is looking for headliners that will ensure a sold-out 2025 festival, as the Coachella failed to sell out for the past 2 years. Booking major headliners has gotten increasingly difficult in recent years, as these artists now have the star power to earn more from solo shows in comparison to festivals. While Coachella pays between $8 million USD to $12 million USD for both weekends, the likes of Beyonce and Taylor Swift have the ability to make up to $15 million USD in just one night. Well, yeah, when y'all pick boring people like Frank Damn Ocean, What do you expect? Frank Ocean, I know y'all be talking, y'all speak so highly of his music. He to me is like SZA and the rest of them. That's that snooze fest R&B. I can't get into it. I get bored heavily with that type of music. I need an 808 behind the music I'm listening to. I ain't got time to be sitting up in here listening to what I like to call melatonin music. Cause that's what a lot of y'all be giving. And Frank Ocean is the king of melatonin music. And so when y'all have a lot of these artists out here, like to me, it don't seem like that any of them are relatively interesting enough to get things going. And I said, like, what do you think it is? Is the fact that, I mean, yeah, you could get a big name and it will help you bring butts in seats, or not even seats, because a lot of it is standing room. When you're at these festivals, you're not really sitting. So it's like when you come into these events or whatever, what is it that's going to get people motivated to want to see these artists? A lot of musicians, a lot of y'all ain't standing out or aren't even that interested, but that is cute or whatever that they make that kind of money. Because I had no idea that, you know, they were paying between 8 million and 12 million, you know, for certain artists. But Beyonce and Taylor Swift, as powerful as they are in the industry with all the, you know, the years that they put in and hard work, they make so much money just doing one show at one little place. So it's like, I don't really need to do a Coachella. I could basically just give a 2-hour show somewhere and make 15 million off the rip. So, they also, and it was also thinking about, and look, and another thing about Frank Ocean that we need to call out, he's unreliable when it comes to the performances and stuff. So you don't want to risk nothing on him, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sign on, then the day come all of a sudden you got a mental health problem. Oh, I can't do it no more because things didn't go right technically. It sounds very much like Lil Wayne. Like him and Lil Wayne must be the same person, because it seems like the overall complaints when it comes to their live performance, this is what we getting over here. So I wouldn't even trust in Frank Ocean. Leave Frank Ocean down there at the bottom of the sea where he belongs. Why his ex-man, Omar Apollo, out here living his best life and his career's, you know, taking off, and he getting all this current attention about, you know, his little sex scene leaking all over the internet. We'll get into that at the end of the show. Well, I'll say later on in the show. But look, I just feel like that overall, so I can wrap this up, Coachella is not the hot ticket that it once was. I've never seen the appeal. Like, I remember hearing so much about Coachella, and I would watch it and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so bored with this. Like, I like I love DJs and them spinning the music and all the other stuff, but that doesn't work in a Coachella setting. A lot of times, you know, the Coachella events get live streamed on YouTube, and I'll be sitting there watching it, and I'm not even impressed with half the performers up there. The DJs are cute or whatever, but I need more. I just don't want to sit there staring at somebody just spinning records. I guess maybe I need to be on some e-pills or whatever the case is to get in the moment, but I just be feeling like Coachella is just boring to me. It gives me boring. And I don't want to be in the middle of the damn desert, hiding Cooter Brown, being like, you know, hugging up on people. Like, that ain't me. Well, that was me back in the day. But that ain't me no more. I'm reformed. So look, Kendrick got bigger fish to fry. He got a lot going on with him. Rihanna got a lot going on. She's not even, it's just, to me, it just seems like music is not even her top priority no more. And Coachella is tired through and delayed. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? I mean, who do y'all think that they should get to perform at 2025's Coachella? Me, I can't even think of them off the top of my head, because I just feel like a lot of these current slate of acts just aren't interested. Maybe they'll have to get Chapel Roan, but then again, she come out, she'll probably start, you know, Chapel Roan will start Chapel moaning about something else that she wants to complain about. Oh, I don't want to perform for somebody who endorses Trump, because then they say that the person that runs Coachella is a Trump supporter or whatever. So I don't know. She'll probably throw some political thing on there and probably don't want to do it. So who knows? Whoever y'all think would be an interesting thing for Coachella, maybe we shouldn't even be giving them no advice over there. Coachella is tired. So let them figure it out. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. So Honest says Coachella's struggling to find anybody. Already lost its hype and it's just an influencer fest. That absolutely. I feel like you hit the nail on the head because that's what I was really trying to get to. It is an influencer fest, and that's why I was talking about like all people care about is their pictures and the video and just showing that they were there. You're right. It is an influencer fest. It's just like a bunch of influencers like, oh look, I went to Coachella, and then they get like 40,000 likes and reshares and all that other stuff on TikTok. And to me, it's just like okay, but it's boring. Like I don't want to be around a bunch of people who everybody's trying to be an influencer, everybody's trying to be famous, everybody's trying to have a moment. And to me, I want to be in the moment. I don't want to be around a bunch of fake people. And that's what I hated about living in LA. Everybody out there, well, for the most people I encounter, everybody wants to be a celebrity. Everybody wants to talk about their entertainment business. And I'm like, oh, I don't care. It's like when I'm in work mode, I'm in work mode. Once I close this laptop and I'm done with the show and all the other stuff, I go about my business. I don't make this my whole life. Although there are times when it becomes my whole life, because once I'm done with the show, then I got to go through the show and I got to cut up and edit certain topics that I want to upload to YouTube, that I want to upload to TikToks for views and shares and followers and all other stuff. So it is a full-time job and monetary reasons. So like you got to put it on Instagram and then the Facebook and the TikTok and all these and YouTube. And so there's a lot of that. And then of course the website. So I have to work on my website, which is the latest in entertainment news and keeping up with that. So it does become a full-time job. I'm trying to find that time and that balance. Dealing with all of this, I do agree with you. So yeah, it is basically an influencer fest. And when I go to festivals, I want to go to a festival to enjoy the music. That's why I love back in the day when I went to Ozfest and all these other festivals that I got to go to, because it was about the music. And I think what also helped was this was during an era where we didn't have that technology with the cell phones wasn't what it is today. So you could be in the moment and enjoy all that stuff. You said this year I only care to watch Lana set when it was like, yeah, that's what I was like. I was so bored with Coachella this year. I didn't even really watch the No Doubt live stream. I seen clips, but I think it was because I was so busy that I missed the actual live stream. But I would see like clips and stuff of her performance online. And Gwen is Gwen. She's always going to do a good live. She's always going to give you a good show. Although I was relatively confused by her latest single and the way that the performers were doing that on, I think, who was it? Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel? I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. They were outside. So on the stage. So I know she performed her recent single. She had backup dancers, everything. I'm like, this song does not ask for this type of choreography that you're giving. Like the outfit don't go with, like you wearing like Madonna's old outfit from the Drowned World tour and I actually had those pants too. The pants with the suspenders and all that stuff. She's wearing that on stage with this ponytail with her hair pulled back. And I'm like, you're giving me Gwen Stefani, Love Angel Music hybrid with No Doubt, but you're singing a country song. Like the whole thing just didn't make sense. Like, who is this lady up here? I was like, I get if you're going to give me Gwen Stefani, but you give me Gwen Stefani, country singer, but Gwen Stefani as aesthetically Gwen Stefani from like your reggae ska era. So it's like Coachella is always the second and third weekend in April. Yeah, well, I never really pay attention to that. I think it's because it's always warm in LA for the most part. You know, they had their little cold moments and they gag when it's 50 degrees out. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Like, child, you think this is cold? Come live in New York. So, or Chicago. So, yeah. So, when I was out there in April, it was like, it wasn't that cold. But I never really paid attention to when it actually is. Frank Ocean's the only one to not headline both weekends. Pretty much. He performed, he barely performed the first night. The first weekend. He said, you don't like, I like alternative R&B. But I don't like when that music is just like, but it's like, I'm having one of those moments. It's like, okay, I need a little something like electroshock stuff up in the music. Sometimes when it get a little too laid back and slow, I'm like, child, ain't enough weed in the world that's gonna get, me judged up for this type of music. So I like a little bit of the alternative R&B, but it's not something I want to listen to all day. I have to be in the mood for it. The melancholic sound is more popular among young people, I think. But should y'all be more sad though? Who should be more sad? Should it be the millennials and the boomers and the Gen X? I mean, shit, we got more to be stressed about. But then again, that's why all of the generations, we all got reason to be stressed or sad because, you know, with the way that the economy and so much other craziness is going on, politics and all the other mess, like we all stressed out to a point. Frank also wanted to be petty and gatekeepy and shut out the Coachella YouTube live. Yeah, first of all, your stage performances ain't even all that interesting for you to even want to be. I'm shutting out YouTube. And how are you going to sit up there and try to be gatekeepy if YouTube has a deal with Coachella to show a live performance? Then why can't they show that? Who are you to sit up in here and say that, oh, you can't watch? You got to go to a certain place to watch your live show. I should be able to watch it wherever, you know, I'm supposed to watch it. Because if YouTube has a deal with Coachella to live stream what's going on at Coachella, then you don't get to dictate where your show airs. This is why I said people got to stop messing with him. I ain't never met a homosexual that was so damn annoying. Or maybe I have. But Frank Ocean gives me annoying queen. I don't know how Omar Apollo allegedly put up with all that. Because I had to smack her around a couple of times. But anyway, speaking of Rihanna and Taylor Swift, because we did bring them up, let's talk about Miss Tay Tay. Because apparently it looked like she beat Rihanna's record. She's now been known, according to Forbes, as the richest female musician with a net worth of $1.6 billion. Now, I believe that Rihanna did accumulate her billions, not just from the music. I think she also accumulated it from her business endeavors, similar to Selena Gomez. So the business stuff is what, you know, all the other endorsements and her business endeavors, like with Fenty Beauty and all the other stuff, is what got her to garner her billions. Taylor Swift, I believe, got her billions simply off music because if I'm correct in my assessment, Taylor Swift ain't out here endorsing nothing. She's not out here like, you know, except Kamala Harris, but she's not, you know, she doesn't have like a hair care line. She doesn't have like a skin care line. She doesn't have, you know, a clothing line. I mean, she sells merch, which all artists do that. But I think she accumulates a lot of her money from performing. And she's one of those girls that all demographics love her. The kids' moms, the aunties, as in white aunts. Well, I'm sure there's some black aunts out there that like her too. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if they're awesome, drop your name in the comment. I would definitely want to know that. But yeah, so Taylor is non-problematic, except I guess with the MAGA men who are mad at her because she's endorsing Kamala Harris, a woman. I mean, a woman endorsing another woman. Oh my God. The blasphemy. So anyway, let's not get political. Let's focus on this. So according to Forbes, Swift, who's 34, has an estimated net worth, I should say, of $1.6 billion and is the first musician to become a billionaire primarily from earnings from her songs and performances. The outlet also noted that Swift's fortune includes nearly $600 million amassed royalties and touring, plus a music catalog worth an estimated $600 million and $125 million in real estate. I really hope that she doesn't do like the rest of these artists and sell her catalog. You better hold on to that for dear life, sis. Don't let them people try to destroy. Remember, Scooter Braun tried it and failed, but don't let them look. You better hold on to that thing for dear life. And Travis Kelce, you better marry her. You'll be taken care of for the rest of your life, even though he got his own money, his own thing. Shit, I'd be a kept husband. Now, in October 2023, Bloomberg reported that Swift had become a billionaire following the Eras Tour, her accompanying concert film and the ongoing success of her Taylor's Virgin series of re-recordings. At the time, the outlet noticed that she's one of the few entertainers to reach that status based on music and performing alone, the result of work and talent, but also canny marketing and timing. Now, Swift kicked off the Eras Tour, which features a set of more than 40 songs covering her career in the United States in March of 2023 and traveled throughout the country until August 2023. She also embarked on the international leg of the tour, stopping in South America, Asia, Australia, and Europe. And guess what? She's still not done because the Eras Tour is about to conclude I believe this month. I think this week or next week. She's still on the Eras tour. So here's the thing. While you got a lot of artists out here who will do like, oh, I'm only doing 25 shows. I'll get my little coin and I'll go about my merry way because I guess they have families and things. Taylor Swift is somebody who's in a relationship with one of the hottest football players out right now, Travis Kelce. So she's not married. She doesn't have children. So she doesn't really have a lot of responsibilities except, you know, being there for her man or whatever. And seems like she's having the time of her life. She's had the time of her life. And I never felt this way before. So look, she's having the time of her life right now. She's touring. She's flying back and forth to visit her man. She don't have no kids holding her down. Although I don't know if she wants children, if she does, or if she doesn't. But look, if she is fruitful and fancy free and she got all the time in the world, she can go out and do what she does. Rihanna, to me, seems like she is someone who is not, music is not her sole priority. She's got other things. First of all, she got 2 kids with A$AP Rocky, so that's her primary situation. And then on top of that, she's doing other things. She's got her Fenty line that she's more focused on. The music definitely seems like it's at the bottom of the list. Although the fans out here, you know, Rihanna Navy's still out here going hard. But where the music? Where the music? Where the music? I'm like, there's a lot of music that's out. Y'all gonna be waiting. Look, I feel like at this point, and I may have to eat crow on this, but I'm gonna just say it. Y'all gonna be waiting on Rihanna to release music like y'all, I guess, gonna be out here waiting for Jesus to be resurrected. So if y'all want to keep doing all of that, you keep waiting. We waiting a mighty long time. I just wish that she would stop gaslighting her damn fans and would just tell y'all that, you know what, I'm sorry, but I'm retired. I'm retired from the music industry. And if ever she wants to come out and just do a one-off show or whatever somewhere, like some Indian person's wedding or someone from, you know, Tel Aviv or a bar mitzvah or whatever, which she has been doing those little one-off type weddings and things of that nature. And she's going to be doing that or going to Dubai to do a one-off show for somebody's son, you know, some sultan's son or whatever. Then she'll be able to get her little coins out of here and there when they pay her like $15 to $30 million. I don't know. I ain't in their war chest of coins, but however else they're going to pay her, they're going to pay her. But the good thing about Taylor is that I think it's because she's another one like Kylie Minogue who is non-problematic. Except for, I guess, some people find her problematic because who she's endorsing. But that's her business. That's her American right. She can endorse whoever the hell she wants. But in regards to that, I feel like she's non-problematic. People are going to, even though I'm not really big on Taylor Swift's music, but I'm going to give people their flowers the way I need to give them. You know, I don't just be throwing shade all the time. I hit all the cylinders. So she's out here making her little money. She's doing the music, and she's been out here touring that album for, I feel like, 2 years. So people don't tour like that no more. I feel like a lot of artists are out here literally doing these 30 shows, half a year, and then they get their money and then they go about their business. But Taylor Swift is out here still pumping out this Eras tour. And then you got Justin Timberlake out here canceling in Jersey, talking about he had an injury. But hours before, you was up in there jumping up and down, spinning all around with your butt buddy. I mean, your good Judy, Jimmy Fallon. Talking about you got an injury. Yeah, because you're old behind. And yeah, he is in his, well, I shouldn't say that because we were around the same age. But his behind, hopping around like a damn schoolgirl with Miss Fallon, and then talk about you got an injury. Well, you better wrap that sucker up and get out on that damn stage, because he need to realize. And it's funny how Taylor Swift realized, like, she's a trooper. She'll push through regardless, unless it's absolutely necessary. She has to cancel. But he talked about his little injury, but you cancel moments before doors open. It's like you could have just put that in the thing because you tried to copy on Michael Jackson. And, you know, you try to model your whole career after being like Michael Jackson, even through, you know, had his sister's career almost destroyed because you want, you know, kissing Lauren Michael behind while you ripping her titty out and showing it to the world. And then here you go talking about, oh, I can't perform because I hurt myself. I'd have just been like, oh, well, you better wrap it up and get out on that stage. You're going to have to probably change some things around, but get out there and perform. You are of the era that the show must go on regardless. But now you want to sit out here and cancel things, and then your fan base is upset. And I'm like, sir, you do realize what the demographic of your fan base, right? It's not. You're not like Taylor Swift. You cannot hit. You don't have little girls and grown women. Them little girls' mamas is who grew up listening to your music. So you can't be out here doing that to them. Them women had to go get babysitters and pay for one and pay for parking and all other stuff just to come see you. And your tickets, I'm sure, are not cheap. So I hope they was all refunded out in Jersey. But there's a look, if that's who y'all want to be supporting, go ahead. But I don't know, I had to throw that in there because I was like, I was going to bring that story up, but I said, you know what, I'll just tell it in passing. Because it kind of equates with this whole thing. But look, congratulations to Taylor. Rihanna has other priorities going on, so I don't think she's all that upset over this. It's like, yeah, there's enough money out for everybody. Look, her, Selena Gomez, and Taylor Swift. Rihanna, I should say her. I said her. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, 3 women who nobody would have guessed when it ended up billionaires. But here we are. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so let me see some of the comments. So Robert says, we shade her but love her. Janet Jackson, Unbreakable is You Wanna Unalive Me. Play that album. That's it. Is looking like Taylor is going to be my top artist on Spotify this year. I don't hate the Tortured Poets department as much as other people do. I think Robert likes Tortured Poets department too. Because he always talking about Miss Tay Tay. Well, I like to call sometime, but she up there in her leotard and be doing her little 1-2 step. Beyonce. Or Megan Kelly, who will find somewhere. Who cares about that old bleach blonde, bad built bitch? Yeah, I'm using that on her too, because she gave me Marjorie Taylor green teas as well. Who's out here also spreading misinformation about this tropical storm and stuff. But I was like, man, why don't you go and stay up in the eye of the storm over in Florida? And you know who's another idiot too that I want to smack around, but sexually? Anderson Cooper. Like, fool, you know, as much as I love me some Anderson Cooper, I will climb that man if I ever ran into him. But why the hell is he standing out in the eye of the storm and letting debris smack him upside the head? Like, I don't understand what the hell's wrong. Like, I get it. Like, sir, you are a Vanderbilt. Like, you don't need to be out there in the eye of the storm. Get your intern to do all of that foolishness. But I always say, like, why do people always stand in the... It's not just him. Why when people do the news, they do the dramatic? So it's like they want you to know how bad the weather is, so they'll go and stand out in the weather just so y'all know how bad. It's a hurricane. Of course we know how bad it is. We don't need you to like damn near be doing a scene out of Twisters when you about to be sucked up in the eye of the storm just so you could show us that, you know, you that the storm is bad and you need people to evacuate. And then you got idiots out here who's like, oh, I'm gonna thug it out. James Dash said this foolishness. Came out here and said this dumbness, talking about, oh, I was gonna stay in the storm because I wanted to show I was a punk. I'm like, first of all, at your big age, you too damn old to be running around with that. And I'm tired of this toxic masculinity crap where you men think, oh, I'm not no sucker, I'm not no P word, so I'ma just thug it out. I'ma just stay out here. Okay, so then you only got one life. So you willing to die just to prove how much of a man you are? No, they're gonna call you an idiot. And then speaking of idiots, then you got this man that was on MSNBC was talking about how his father-in-law wasn't leaving Florida because of the misinformation that Donald Trump was giving. So he was gonna stay where he was at. I'm like, why are y'all willing to die for a man that wouldn't spit on y'all if you were on fire? That's what I don't get. He doesn't want your vote, but guess what? He ain't gonna be able to get it if you did. So for those of y'all that are in Florida that's going through this storm, whatever, please do not stay up in your houses. Find shelter. I have family out there. I have friends who live in Florida. My friend, a couple of friends who left New York to go out there. My goddaughter lives in Florida. So I worry all the time. And I need people to not just be out in these storms doing this craziness. Like, your lives are way more important. And I feel like it's going to be a long time before Florida recovers. Like, I saw at a point, I think of one of the Superdomes in Tampa. The wind was so bad it ripped off the roof. And that's how bad these storms are. And it's, you know, it's because it's climate change. I don't care what people say. It has to do with climate change. The planet is getting warm. And what happens is the planet is noticing the shift in the weather change, so it has to create these situations to replenish what is being taken from the planet, from the resource systems and all that stuff. So when things get warm, it creates these storms because it needs to put back what is being taken out by the change in the weather. So we need to do something about climate change. So these climate deniers that want to run out here and try to spread all these narratives, okay, you're going to see that the planet is going to implode. But can y'all implode after I'm long gone? Because I don't want to be here when that happens. I don't want to be here when the rapture happens. Caught up in the rapture of love. Nothing else can compare. Of all the people, I had to sing some damn Anita Baker. But anyway, oh, you said the final show was in December. You said, I'm a big Swiftie. Her Lover album was, look, I don't, you know me. I think it's because I'm getting older. I don't have no hate or animosity towards Taylor Swift. I'm not particularly into her music. I told her the only album I can listen to is 1989 because the type of music it is. It's like my type of pop music. I be turning on Shake It Off and Turn Up. I said, that's my song. But I do love that album. When she worked with, that was the good, that was when, who was that? Max Martin? I almost said Dr. Luke, child. I was like, oh God. Girl, if she ever worked with Dr. Luke, she'd probably be like, I will burn that album at the stake. But yeah. But look, anybody out here that's doing good and not problematic or whatever, you know, I salute them. So I give people their flowers, good, bad, or indifferent. It said Her Lover album was the first album I bought with my own money. I also got the first Billie album at the same time. And it's funny how I've always had that conversation. Like, I always wonder with people, it's like, what was the first album you ever bought with your own money? I say for me, the first album I ever bought with my own money was Bedtime Story with Bedtime Story. Wait, was it Bedtime Story or Bedtime Stories? I always get confused because Bedtime Stories, I believe, is the single. Bedtime Story is the name of the album. So that was the first album I actually bought. And this was 20 years ago, 1994. I bought that with my own allowance money. I said, let's not forget when we all that went well. Let's not forget when we were all calling Taylor tired during the Reputation. I mean, quiet as this kid, she kind of was tired. But look, she recuperated. She bounced back. So I feel Rihanna fell out of love with music. Britney will issue an album and do a residency tour before Rihanna and Janet. Quiet as a kid. And you know what? I should have said that too. Y'all go the when you actually get a Rihanna album and that damn Black Diamond album is when Jesus come down off that damn cross or come out that tomb, wherever the hell he at, and come back to the earth. Y'all still gonna be waiting. Cause Janet, I don't think is ever gonna release that album, especially when she got her dumb brother, no neck bastard Randy dictating her music. How he out here telling you? And she's still giving y'all the same 1-2 step in the residency that she got. But I do feel like Britney needs to come back and do a residency. And I would love some new music from her. We're gonna get into some Britney stuff later when we talk about that Ciara story, which it's not the first time Ciara's told that story, by the way. I just think people got short-term memory. Because I remember I heard that story before, and I knew I wasn't bugging. Then I had to do the research to come to find out that I was correct. And they said Rihanna hasn't released new music since 2016, but my sister born in 2014. That is interesting that your sister was 2 years old since the last time, or I guess when Rihanna released that record. She was like 2 in 2016. And she knows who she is because it's like, yeah, Rihanna, say what you want about her. Yeah, the live performances be lackluster, and she do be giving you lazy tease when she get up there and perform. But the songs be the songs. The songs, Rihanna definitely is that girl when it comes to the bops. So I need her to get up there and do some music. But anyway, you said, why is Anderson Cooper still employed by Fox News Light? Oh, you talking about CNN? I don't even watch CNN. I do watch MSNBC every now and again. I do watch Roland Martin. I watch a lot of other shows. I even watch some News Nation clips, but it depends on who's on there. I didn't watch that Jaguar Wright interview with Piers Morgan. I don't like Piers Morgan big head behind. He and Matt Gaetz got the same big old long head. And you said a Trump supporter called me a cat lady. I'm like, that's it. I've been called much worse by you people in high school. A cat lady. Whatever. They're slow. First of all, they be the first ones that had a meet out with a boy's mouth wrapped around it. Closet cases. Conservative Republicans are now calling climate change geoengineering. Well, at least they're good at coming up with names for things. Cause that is a funny title, geoengineering. I'm like, what are y'all? Y'all sound dumb as hell. I hugged Patches and went to his IG and said he wants to eat. Oh, screw these damn people. And you said Taylor also shouted out Anita when she won the rights to her masters. Anita still has to add her rapture out. Okay. My dad bought a bedtime story on CD. You say your dad. I'm like, damn, how old are you? Because, we do have some Gen Zers up in here. Onyx is a Gen Z. A big old, yeah, he got a big old long head. But anyway. Okay, so now we got the light stuff out of the way. Let's talk about the story of the hour. We always got a damn Diddy story, don't we? So, he's still going through his stuff. Word on the street is that his mother, the enabler, Janice, with them, went up there with a whole dry $2, Party City wig. And them twins, they went up to go visit him. And he's still facing the charges. He ain't getting out of jail. But you know what? We also got to talk about certain things because I know, like, even when I've been reporting on the Diddy stories, the irritation for me is that this is one specific person likes to jump in my comments and over try to make it seem like he's defending Diddy. And I've had to point this out, but he's like, oh, that's not my intention. But I'm like, do you not realize like how you're shaping some of the things you're saying? It does come across like you're a Diddy apologist. So, since Cassie came out with her allegation, so they even had Andrew Scholes. I saw this video and I was like going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to repost it on my Instagram stories. I decided not to because Andrew Scholes is an idiot. I just don't get him. But Charlamagne, that's his friend. So he was up there talking about Diageo, the tequila company and the liquor company that he was working under with Ciroc and all other stuff, how the minute Diddy decided to go against him is when all these accusations started coming out about the assault and all this other stuff. So you're pretty much trying to discount what he did with Cassie by saying that the liquor company is who's going after him. It's that same tied behind conspiracy theory that so many of y'all, and, if you were frog, then leap, because I'm not saying all of you, is as if you feel the kind of way about the story, then must be clearly you feeling a ways about it. There's the same conspiracy that people running around about Bill Cosby. Oh, Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC. So the minute he tried to buy NBC, the people over at NBC were trying to take him down with all these accusations. I'm like, he never, and it's, if you actually did the research, there's stories out there that Bill Cosby never intended to buy NBC. First of all, he ain't even had the coin to be able to purchase a whole network. So what are you talking about? He's not, all these other CEOs, where he's not 50 Cent that was trying to buy a network at one point. He's not, Tyler Perry, all these other people. He ain't got, his money ain't that damn long that he was able to buy that. You think from 2 damn sitcoms that he did, The Cosby Show and A Different World, and Cosby, every show had his damn name on it. You think that one damn sitcom that he had on NBC for damn near 10 years was enough money he accumulated to buy a whole network? No. So people was running around with that narrative. And I'm not buying this whole thing about this situation in regards of Diddy with the tequila company. It's another conspiracy theory that you have a lot of people who lazy, conspiracy theorists running around with this narrative. So, after Cassie came out with her accusation, of course, we should not be surprised that a laundry list of people, men and women and children, everybody in between, was going to come out with their accusations. We even have Tony Busby, who said that he spoke to over, I guess, we'll just throw a number out there. I say over 100, but at this point, it's literally damn near over at least around 200 people, if not more, who have come out with their own stuff. But then you had this woman that's being represented by that old succubus, Gloria Allred, who came out and said that she, because I don't like her and I don't like her damn daughter, Lisa Bloom, either. I've never trusted those two as far as I could throw them. I feel like those two are always, whore pit vipers that like to jump on social media and on your TV whenever somebody want to accuse somebody of sexual assault, and they just want to be, oh, 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 they're there, tell your story, you wipe your tears and all that. They get on my damn nerves with the overactor. And I'm not trying to discount those who have been abused, but I just don't trust them too as far as I can throw them. Y'all a bunch of damn vultures and a bunch of damn succubus. So you can't tell by basically the reason I'm throwing out that I don't like them too, then I don't know what to tell you. So there was this woman that came out and claimed that Diddy assaulted her, and that there was some celebrities who were on the tape that they paying, and then there was the story about the people paying them off, the celebrities, because they were caught up in the situation. And I'm like, how do they even know if they on what tape? Diddy recorded every damn thing, so you don't know which tapes that the FBI and stuff have. And then there was another story that came out too that Diddy actually believes his team, because we ain't hear from him, his people believe that the FBI is the ones that leaked the Cassie video. No shit, Sherlock. We all pretty much said that the FBI was probably the ones that found it. They they raided your house. They went into your safe. They found on your footage all the stuff that you kept because you're an idiot. Like, you decided to keep all the evidence, like that's what psychopaths and serial killers and serial abusers do, to keep mementos. And you pretty much kept, you recorded your freak offs and the things you did, and you paid that person off at the hotel, and you kept the video. You should have burned it. You should have smashed it. You should have did all that. But why would Diddy ego behind do that? So I truly believe that the FBI leaked it. The FBI's leaked a lot of things. There have been a lot of things when it comes to our government, when they want to push a certain narrative, they push it out there. But it don't matter that the thing was leaked. The reality is you did it. And you got caught in your lie, and you're being taken down. And the chickens have come home to roost. I hate the fact that when people do things to people and they think just because they have money, power, and influence, that they could just do whatever they want and they'll be able to get away with it for the rest of your life. You're not going to be able to buy your way out of everything. And that goes for him, that goes for Donald Trump, that goes for any of these other trolls that run around here with all their billions and their millions, who think that just because they're in a position that they could just do whatever they want to people, to the people on the lower of the totem pole that don't have as much money, power, influence, that you take advantage of them. So we got to look past that. But here come this lady. Yeah, her. And you see how yellow Diddy eyes is to see? See why he wear them damn shades all the damn time. Indoors, at night. Who the hell wears sunglasses at night? Except, wait, who sang that song? I wear sunglasses at night. That he the only one that wear the sunglasses at night. Other than that, I don't never understand people that do that whole indoor shade mess. You know who do that too? Usher. He another one. I'm like, yeah, when your eyes end up all screwed up, don't say, we don't want to hear it. So yeah, there's this lady named Thalia Graves who was up in there boo-hooing in her little press conference and was talking about the whole sex, the videos and the celebrities allegedly that's on the video, and got them out here panicking and paying people off. Which I don't know if I believe that story, but until I hear more on it, then I'll know. But she out here and said that the word on the street is, because I had to set all that up before we get to the story, in case y'all have not been following it as much as I've had to follow it. So the word on the street is that there's text messages that where she offered her ex-boyfriend $3 million to corroborate her claims against the Bad Boy Records boss. So, she came forward in September and accused him of R-wording her. She detailed the gruesome incident with Sean and his former bodyguard, Joseph Sherman, aka Big Joe, allegedly drug-bound and raped her at Combs' daddy's house recording studio in New York City in 2001. However, TMZ reported that they obtained a November 2023 text from Graves to her ex-boyfriend detailing why she sued Diddy, saying because he's the one that has the money. The message then shows Graves telling the man that if he corroborates her story of assault, she'll pay him, allegedly typing, "What do you in $3 million?" I guess I'm saying, what do you need? $3 million? But here's the thing. How you offering somebody money you don't even have yet? Because what was the going price? Let's just break this down. Let's unpack it. So what was the going price that you were saying that in regards to this whole situation? Like, oh, I'm filing my suit. I'm going to get up here and start weaponizing my tears. And this whole thing breaks down. And now you're saying that, okay, so now I'm going to offer you $3 million. But how much was you planning on trying to get out of him? You don't know how much Cassie got. Was it ever revealed how much he paid Cassie? I don't think it was. I don't know what her going price was because, everybody's got one, apparently. And then it's like, okay, so that if you win the case, you do know you have to pay your attorney fees. You got to pay taxes on that coin. And it's like you offering somebody $3 million. But then how much was you expecting to get in return? So, yeah, this looks bad if this turns out to be true. And it said the ex-boyfriend then confirmed the story with the outlet, asserting that he saw the offer as a bribe. After receiving the text messages, the man then claims he blocked her number and her account on social media. Furthermore, Combs' legal team is said to have obtained copies of the text message thread as well. Well, here's the thing. How did they get hold of it? Because of the boyfriend blocked everything, blocked her, deleted her from his situation. Did he keep the text messages? How did they get a hold of the text messages? And they're talking about Combs' legal team obtained copies of the text messages. So how did they get all of this? This is what I'm wondering. So I'm wondering something in the milk. I don't know. While this does look bad on her part, on the flip side, something in the milk ain't clean. So now I'm like side-eyeing Diddy's side for a bit. But here's the thing. Because at face value, we look at this situation as, oh, here comes somebody out here, come out of the woodwork, trying to bribe and lie and all this other stuff. And trust and believe, there are people that do that. But if this turns out to be true, that these text messages are valid, because there are people can create fake, with AI, they can alter voices, they can do all kinds of scams and stunts and shows or whatever to make things look a certain way. Technology has gotten crazy these days where you can create all kinds of narratives and do whatever. So we need to look at all the sides instead of, see, I knew she was lying and run with that narrative. And then, you get these misogynists out here, these Diddy supporters who want to call everybody a damn liar. This is one case. If this turns out to be true, this is why the lawyers are there to do their jobs, dot all the I's, cross all their T's, whatever, to make sure that whatever this is what it is. And if this lady is lying, then she'd be locked. Her ass need to be locked up for perjury and for stringing a bunch of damn people along for some damn attention. Because I really don't understand who would want to be willing to put themselves out there as just making up whole lies for attention. Well, we know what was that black girl that wound up doing that? It was a girl that got up in the meeting, created a whole lie or whatever. I think it was something or another. She had wound up gotten kidnapped or something or another. I can't remember the story. And I think, didn't she do some time in jail? So when y'all be out here creating whole lies or whatever, look. But then again, that white lady that lied on Emmett Till, she was never locked up. She should have been, but she never was. And many saltines like her should have been locked up. They should have been locked up. But in regards of all of that, I just say what this is, I just really hope that everybody just looks at this as a case-by-case basis and don't be so lazy and lump everybody under the seat. See, they are lying on him. He innocent, free daddy. I was like, no, we're not doing that because he is a monster. And he has done a lot of horrible things to a lot of people. At his record label, at the freak offs, and a bunch of other players. He is not a good person. Even though he likes to run around here talking about love and all that other craziness. The biggest hypocrites in the world, the biggest stunt queens in the world, the biggest sociopaths in the world be running around here grifting y'all with that love mess. They do it in the church too. Especially big head ass Shawnee O'Neal husband, that pastor out here making the comments that he said about the Haitians. You can look it up. But yeah, at this point, it's just like, I really hope, because I was like, wait, hold on, let me pull up because this was like the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, the case about, what is it, number 24, Civil 3201, and this is the whole, case in regards of what, transpired between, the abuse and all that other mess that was going on, allegedly, what she's saying he did. So yeah, but I should also point out, because while I was going in on her, I really hope that people don't just lump them all under one brush. I really hope that people take it by case basis. However, if Diddy did do something to her, then okay, then take it up with him. But what her mistake was, apparently, and I need to point this out because the boyfriend said she was lying on something mess. The bodyguard said that she's lying because he said he don't even know her. Yeah, he pulled the Mariah and said he don't know her. And he wasn't even working with Diddy at the time. So she's one of those women that I guess all black men look alike. So I do have that clip that I want to show y'all. Oh wait, I don't know if I could show y'all that because oh no, I can't because that's the I team from NBC4. So y'all just gonna have to go to my website because the minute I show something from NBC, I already know how the vultures over there at Universal are. They're gonna want to take away my they're gonna want to report or talk about copyright, all that mess. So basically, what he said was she's a liar. He wasn't working with Diddy. And he basically said this, I'll just quote it. He said, I'm not questioning her integrity. I'm questioning her claims against me. I wasn't the head of security. You got the wrong man. I've never even seen you. I've never did anything negative with you. I've never even been in the same room with you. So, yeah. So this lady out here get her Negroes confused. And he's like, I don't know that lady. What's she talking about? What's you talking about, Willis? So I should shout out to Vibe for this story. So they basically said that they contacted Diddy's team, but they haven't received a response. And you know what? To wrap this up, my heart goes out to those who have been victimized by these people. And if this lady has been victimized, then I feel bad for her too. But if she out here lying, then y'all need to deal with her accordingly. Meaning that she needs, instead of by wasting everybody's time, and once again got Gloria already looking like the opportunistic boo-boo the fool as she is. This lady need to be locked up and do some time. Like, you need 30 days in jail for lying. Or however long you had this case going. So it'd probably be 2 months by the time they come to this conclusion. Throw her behind in jail and tell her that for wasting our time and our government money putting this case together for you lying, allegedly, that you need to pay for it. That you need to deal, you need to do some time in prison. So my heart goes out to the victims, but these ones out here that's doing the money grab, this is why y'all gotta take. This is why I feel like y'all gotta take y'all time with vetting these people and trying to see if their stories are what it is, instead of people just trying to jump on the bandwagon for they 15 minutes. So I really hope this story isn't true in regards of her making this up, but if it is, like I said, you do the crime, and this is a crime for perjury and lying and all the other mess. You putting somebody's reputation, making it worse it is by you trying to say, oh, he did this, and this to me back in 2001. So I say, let's say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, drop it in the comments down below. Okay, so he said my Brat remix CD is set to ship. Well, Whoopi did too, because he came out and said something about Whoopi Goldberg. Somebody, she had a filthy mouth, this, that, and the other. It was like, yeah, you had me work at your casino, and until you ran it into the ground. We've always known that Whoopi Goldberg's style of humor, she cusses. She's always had a potty mouth. So, the dementia is definitely taking over that, is definitely eating him alive, is eating that, that brain, what's left of his brain. Daddy's trial has been, you said daddy. Diddy's trial has been set early next year. But meanwhile, Orange Cheeto basically should have been in jail. But you know what? They probably, and which I don't understand why they waiting. If you're a damn felon, you should not be allowed to run for president. Just like you don't allow felons to vote. A felon should not be allowed to run for president. And also, I guess they're waiting until after the presidency to throw him in prison, which is, I don't understand. They should have been locked his ass up. But I don't think he's going to jail. I do believe if he is tried, he's going to spend the rest of his life on Mar-a-Lago. He can never leave. He won't have to wear an ankle monitor. You have to get a real big one because them ankles is real swollen. So, with all that BMI, intake, he got body mass index. For those of y'all who don't know what BMI is, it's like, with them swollen feet and ankles that he got, you definitely have to get him a wide ankle monitor. He is a monster. I know what you meant. Who, my husband? Henry Cavill has. Oh, is he? I did hear that they were doing. They were doing Voltron. I forgot the young actor who they chose that's going to be in the film, but Henry Cavill's pretty busy because he's about to do Highlander, which I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Chad Stahelski's Highlander is going to look like. So it's like I always get screwed, and I feel maybe I'm made to be the villain and not the hero. Well, look, a lot of people want Henry Cavill to play a villain. I remember hearing like when people were saying that, oh, I want Henry Cavill as Wolverine, which you did get in that small little cameo from Deadpool and Wolverine. However, I definitely want to see Henry Cavill as a villain. I feel like he does get cast as the hero a lot, and I think he wants to stretch and do other things, and why not? And it seems Amazon MGM is seriously keeping him busy as he has 15 projects lined up and doing better than Marvel and Warner and DC failing him. Well, I do feel like MGM is definitely trying to build up their repertoire. They have they've got a lot of things going on. They've got that. They've got Voltron coming. They also have He-Man, which I'm really excited about. I'm really hoping that this new He-Man series takes a more Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones approach. I'm really hoping that is the tone. I don't think let's not go back to the cheesy Dolph Lundgren, Courtney Cox 80s film. As though that is a guilty pleasure of mine, and it has a warm place in my heart in regards to the overall over the topness, the campiness, and the gay undertones with Dolph walking around half naked through that whole damn movie. I definitely feel like it needs more of a tonally. It needs a Game of Thrones meets Lord of the Rings type of vibe going for it. So I'm really hoping that that's what they do. And then Eternia, I really would love for them to spend a lot of time on Eternia and not go back to Earth. I would love to see how that whole world unfolds. And if they want to bring it down to Earth and maybe like in the third act or in the sequels, then y'all could do that. But I would definitely want them to spend a lot of time on Eternia and build up that world, their politics, how that whole dynamic is. And I'm really looking forward to hearing who they're going to have playing Skeletor. Because we already know who's playing He-Man. We know who's playing Tila. We already know who's playing Evil Lynn. I'm curious who's going to play Man-at-Arms. I wonder if they're going to have Orko. And who's going to be... Because they had Grildor. I'm like, who the hell's Grildor? There was no Grildor in the cartoon. And that was my favorite cartoon growing up as a kid. I loved He-Man and Masters of the Universe. But I used to watch that every day when it would come on. But yeah, we definitely didn't know who's going to be Skeletor. I mean, whoever it is, they could pretty much put. And I do not want CGI and all this motion capture. I really feel like y'all need to put somebody in the costume. It needs to be, the skeleton makeup. Like prosthetics have come a long way in regards to the look. But I really feel like you could probably pick like an older person to play Skeletor. You don't need like a 30-year-old or somebody young. You can get somebody older in that overall look. I was trying to think, do you think Tom Hardy would be a good Skeletor? I don't know. We need somebody. They could probably pull somebody like a real good theater actor and put him in that part. Because it's like all you need is prosthetics. But you also got to be able to do the action sequences too. So they'll probably pick some TV or unknown actor or whatever. Ooh, excuse me. I still feel bad for Noah, but it had to be. Wait. Who's Noah? We ain't talking about Noah Schnapp though, right? Because he was at the Brat concert. And you said happy saying, he said his parents for 2 years wasn't making him happy, saying I'm Latino and to not do holidays and such. I can't do that. I'm actually not following who you're talking about. I was like, who's Noah? Jump down in the comments. I want to know who Noah is. Is it Noah Schnapp? Is it Noah's Ark? Is it Noah Wiley? Noah Wiley, where he been? I haven't seen him since The Librarian. I used to watch Noah Wiley on ER. Back when he was looking all young and stuff. But anyway. Okay, so we'll get back to that later on. So let's get into our next topic, which is about Jay-Z and Beyonce. And this whole situation with Piers Morgan. So y'all already know Jaguar Wright done took her little tight ass over to Piers Morgan because, she wasn't getting nowhere with some of you black content creators. So she decided, cross over to the white side. which of course got Ray J mad. Talking about you safe over here with us. Why don't you come over here and do an interview or whatever? What, on the Dosh Network? Child, first of all, Princess Love ain't even feel safe around him. What makes you think Jaguar Wright was gonna feel safe around Ray J? Willie Norwood, Junior, because Senior is the daddy, Junior is the son. So that's what was the cackle for me, was the fact that, oh yeah, now we got all these black folks over here piping up because she crossed over to the white side and she's spilling kitchen table talk to the white people. Because now, with this whole thing about Diddy, you know how some of these white folks are. Now that our stuff has spilled over to their space, then the black folks started to get mad. But y'all wasn't saying that when she was running her mouth over there on Storm and Row with Tasha K, with all these other people. Y'all was all quiet when it came to that. But the minute she over there with the white folks, then y'all get upset. But it seemed like Jay-Z and Beyonce did too, because, they make a lot of their money from the white people. So now all of a sudden, they've been saying, she's been running her mouth for years over to all these people. Vlad TV, I believe she did an interview with him too. And all these other people. Now all of a sudden, because she go to Piers Morgan, now they want to sick their lawyer on her, which I find funny. Because y'all didn't care before when, she was running her mouth to the black folks. But now all of a sudden, when she say what she says to black people, to white people, now all of a sudden they feel away. Which I always find funny when it comes to people like, these uppity folk, people who used to, Beyonce's always been middle class, so I can't lump her in that. But Jay-Z is from Marcy Projects. He's from the hood. He wasn't too far from where I lived in Brooklyn when I was growing up. So he's from the hood. He went from hood to Hollywood. So I could definitely understand, like, he knows both of those worlds. Beyonce always was growing up middle class until she became, the wealthy woman that she is today. So according to the report, it says Beyonce and Jay-Z have gotten into formation to drag Piers Morgan over his recent interview with disgruntled singer turned industry troll Jaguar Wright, who compared the couple to Sean Diddy Combs, saying that there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further. This is a pointed and formal accusation of something. I felt they needed to be responded to. This is what her attorney, Mrs. Spiro, said in a Wednesday, October 9th interview with TMZ. So this was yesterday. I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation as demonstrably false, or a court order is going to, come down on you. But here's the thing. Why haven't Jay-Z and Beyonce and them sued Jaguar Wright? I guess because she ain't got no damn money. She probably broke. So she got to be doing all these shows. She got to go on these old YouTube shows to help these people with their numbers so she can get a little something, a little attention. And that's what she's getting all her attention from. But I feel like for the most part, maybe people just don't care. Or the celebrities is like, okay, we're just gonna let this crazy lady run off with her mouth. But the fact that you went on a platform that has a wider reach outside of, no shade, but I'm just gonna say it, a lot of you YouTubers, a lot of you Chitlin circuit YouTubers who have a certain demographic that y'all fill when it comes to talking about certain things. There's a small demographic of that. When you go on, the neighborhood talk, the shade room, all these, and then some of these other YouTubers that only fit a certain niche, that don't cross over into different situations, that you only cater to a specific black audience. Jay-Z and Beyonce ain't gonna care so much. But when you look at Piers Morgan has been around in the journalistic industry or journalism, industry for a long time. So his influence hits a far more reach than these other pundits. These are a bunch of YouTubers and podcasters, influencers, whatever. They hit their certain demographic, but Piers Morgan, they already know, like, he's influencing a lot of people. These are regular, they look at it as like, these is not just some people on a TikTok or Instagram or whatever that's just, watching a little something and running around with a bunch of conspiracy theories. You got regular at-home folks who are working a 9 to 5 that are following this Diddy case based off of the little information they're getting from the news channels. that are coming in, and they're going to believe whatever is being said on this channel because Piers Morgan seems like a reputable source. So they're gonna take him at his word. So that's where they're gonna actually believe that. So I get why they wanted to come forward with that, but I do find it a little tacky. There's, oh yeah, because she went over to the white people. Now all of a sudden y'all want to pipe up because y'all don't like how that's gonna make y'all look in the eyes of them people whose kids and probably them themselves are out there buying their products. So they also said that Morgan, who's 59, spoke with Wright, who's 47. Child, she's 47. She's older than that. On his show Uncensored, where they discussed Diddy's recent arrest. Wright alleged that Jay-Z, 54, and Beyonce, 43, had more victims than Diddy. Morgan later revealed that an A-list couple's legal team contacted him and the show stating that Wright's claims were totally false and have no basis in fact. The journalist subsequently apologized to Jay-Z and Beyonce on air, saying Jaguar unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. We had lawyers contact us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore compiled with a legal request to cut them from the original interview. But my thing is this, if what she said wasn't fact, why would you allow her to come on your show? He also continued by saying, editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored, but like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theater, there are legal limits on us too, and we apologize to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Spiro believes Morgan ultimately made the wise choice and acted accordingly, but continued to slam Morgan for taking advantage of the random rumor mill to gain views. And that's exactly what it was. It's like, you know, when you have all these other pundits who on their YouTube channel who are getting a lot of clicks and likes and comments and reshares and followers and all that other stuff from letting this crazy lady go up there and run off with her damn mouth about things she may have heard or saying she witnessed. I do not believe that her behind had ever been invited to a freak off. Looking at Jaguar, right? Ain't nobody hitting that but that man she with. So I don't believe that she ever been to a freak off, let alone was invited to one. But she ran around here saying stuff, and because it fits certain people's narrative, and because we can laugh and kiki and it's entertaining, we buy into it. But Piers Morgan, who is a journalist, should know better. But yeah, it's like, but no surprise, you know, when you get the TMZ, because the TMZ only like to jump on black stories if it's gonna make black people look better. That's why I don't particularly care for Harvey Levin, opportunistic behind, because the way he likes to report on black entertainment people's stories. But Piers Morgan was looking for a moment where he can go viral and bring ratings to his show. So you're gonna find the craziest, most radical person to bring on your show, and it's gonna be her. And you only did one damn song. You did the chorus on Soul Cry for Jay-Z. You act like you was hanging out at the house, the Carter Knowles residence, like you was up there burping Blue Ivy and them twins. So your one little interaction with Jay-Z, which is probably, you know, when you did background vocals, but I'm sure you wasn't even in the room with him when you laid down them tracks. So I don't feel like a lot of what she said was credible or valid, or yeah, some of the things that she said does match some of the stuff that was said later on, but I feel like a lot of it was hearsay. And you can kind of apply that to anybody. So they said by doing that, not only cause harm here, but they're also droning out the voices of real victims. But I was thinking they meant drowning, because when you say droning, but whatever. This is what he told the outlet on Wednesday. And by doing that to get clicks, it didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was drone out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing case and an ongoing investigation that was too much for me. Now, while Jay and Bay, who have been longtime friends of Diddy, have not publicly spoken out about his charges, Spiro believes the pair's actions speak louder, saying that as to the Carters, I can tell you that when they put their foot down on something, as they did here, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and make sure right from wrong, then who can? I've always believed the truth comes out in courtrooms, and I'm sure the truth will come out here because a lot of people are getting pissed. Because here's the thing, and that's a true fact too. That when the minute this Diddy stuff came out, I kid you not, I was seeing people online, and even in my comments, oh, Jay and Bay is next. Oh, the things that they did to people in this business. Where's the evidence? Y'all can't just be running around here saying that Beyonce and Jay-Z have done things to people. Maybe there's some truth to the fact that Beyonce was steamrolling over people and taking people's songs and trying to pass them off as hers. If that's like the crazy business stuff that she was doing behind the scenes where she was steamrolling over the little people so that way she can claim rights to songs that she didn't even partake in except put and the and change the tone on the vocal, or change some vocals around or whatever the case is, and decide to get a writer's credit of 25% while you get like 5% or whatever the case is. Whatever y'all business situation is, that's between y'all. Take her to court. Try to find out, do all of that. But to make sure and say that she got more bodies, to come out here and fix your wide ass mouth, your cotton mouth, to sit up here and say that they got more bodies than Diddy. Where's the evidence? Who are these people they got bodies on? Like, you sitting here naming everything else on this show. Name names. You know everything. Jaguar Wright's a soothsayer, right? She knows everything that's going on in this industry about who been affected, who been abused, who's went through some things, who was taking Special K, who got raped allegedly. She knows everything. You know where all the bodies is buried. Then get the shovel and get to start digging up the bodies. Speak to the FBI and expose them. But why do people want Jay-Z and Beyonce to go down so bad? Inquiring minds want to know. That's what I want to know. Because I feel like y'all want Jay-Z and Beyonce to go down bad, but y'all the same ones that every time that somebody black is exposed, first thing I tell about, here they go trying to take another black person down. But why y'all the same people that's running up your mind trying to take said black people down? You can't put things out in the world and then when the shit happened, y'all mad because it happened. Stop putting this stuff out into the ether. Beyonce out here minding her damn business, raising them babies. Jay-Z out here sabotaging people's careers by having Kendrick Lamar over Lil Wayne. Let me stop being messy. I just want to crack a joke with that one. Jay-Z out here worrying about who he getting to do the next, Super Bowl halftime. That's what he focused on right now and his other business endeavors. But y'all out here talking about y'all want to find another family, black person with money that y'all want to take down. It's that whole idea of we build people up just to tear them down and to destroy them. Why do people get in that whole mindset of y'all just literally love building people up to destroy them? I don't get it. So there you have it. I feel like I said all I need to say on this story. So I ask you all, what do y'all think? Do you think that there's some validity in what Jaguar's saying? People gonna believe what they want to believe regardless. I don't believe nothing that come out that lady mouth. In regards to the whole Diddy stuff, it is what it is. I've been windmilling and going hard over that fact that man's a demon for over 30 years. It's glad to see that the chickens will come home to roost on him. But like I said, if there's some stuff about Jay-Z doing some predatorial things and him and Beyonce was doing some things to people, and if there's evidence of all that, then sis, you running off with your mouth on that white man show, you need to start naming who these people are instead of just blowing a bunch of hot damn air just because you want to have a moment and he wants to get some ratings. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, I was like, let me close these windows. Let's see what comments we have. Oh, you said no. Oh, I forgot about him. Noah Centineo. Oh yeah, he's supposed to be He-Man. I totally forgot about him. He fine too. But now we got Nicholas Galitzine, I think is how you say his name. Yeah, but whatever happened to Noah? Because you know what? It was like that whole movie was about to happen. I don't know what happened with that. I guess maybe they changed directors. They decided to go in a different direction. I don't know what happened with that. But I'm glad that they finally got He-Man up and running. We finally have a cast. I hope they got a good script. And yeah, Noah did all that work only to find out he out of a job. That's the messed up part. I feel bad for him in that, but look, get out there. So I like to mention, what was that movie he was in with Black Adam? I did like him in that. Driver C said Jaguar is mentally and emotionally, yeah, well, she probably both, mentally and emotionally imbalanced. I won't say either or. I think she's both. Is that Corey Daniels is getting fired and canceled by the pop? Oh, but I said by the pop, by the GOP over the adult gay films he did, as he should, because you was running out here, running over your mouth, trying to go and throw shade at the gays, and the gays are queen. What you're not going to do is try to throw us under the bus and try to create a name for yourself, because we will remind you of where you came from, that you was doing butt stuff. I said, see, we're not only doing cancel culture, you hypocrites. I sent the Edge article. I have to look that up. Or you said I thought Jaguar was in the... Look, quiet as it's kept, she do look like she eat the box, right? That's kind of how I was feeling. You know what? No shade, but that's how I felt like when I was watching that Kamala Harris interview when she was on The View. I was watching that actually before I came live on the show, while I was putting the show together. And I'm like, Joy Behar, do you want to eat her box? Because the way you going hard for her, you need to relax. Okay, I got it. So yeah, I'll add that. I'll add that to the end of the show, since we already in this whole situation regarding the the hypocrites and the gays. Wait, let me actually add that to the thingy as a banner, so we can have that at the bottom. Okay, so I got that. I saw the thingy. Oh, that's what I said. Jaguar definitely give me she eat the box. But that's how I was feeling with Joy Behar, as I was saying before, when it comes to when she was I said, girl, we get it. We know you a Democrat. We know you love Kamala Harris. Oh, damn, I didn't see this. But you know what? I'll say that for tomorrow. So they're talking about Ryan Seacrest is regretting Wheel of Fortune. Well, damn, we'll talk about that tomorrow. I mean, yeah, I'm going to have to put some of this stuff together, because why am I seeing Art the Clown was in Times Square? Okay, let me get off my damn Facebook. Because I was like, First of all, I'm already going to go see Terrifier 3 after I'm done with this show. So I will definitely give y'all a review. I'm going to definitely give y'all a little review. I'm going to do a non-spoiler, because I'm going to just tell y'all what my overall thoughts were in passing. But I'm going to give everybody the opportunity who want to see it this weekend. But I'm going to do like a small little review in the beginning of the show tomorrow. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing this movie tonight. And I'm also a little nervous because, I don't know, I'm trying not to let the hype get to me. But I've been hearing so many people talk about, in the opening sequence, a lot of people walking out and people were passing out and throwing up. I always think those are lies. Like, I never believe when people sit up there and say, oh, yeah, there were people passing out in the theater and throwing out. I'd be like, I ain't buying that. But I'm going to definitely pay attention to the people around me in that theater. First of all, you better not Jada Pinkett me like they did to her character in Scream 2 when I'm in the middle of watching that movie. And number two, I was like, bitch, call 69. I mean, what's he say? Bitch, hang up the phone and star 69's ass. Damn. Like, we having those moments, and the next thing you know, Ghostface came over there and stabbed her up in the middle of that audience. I don't need Art the Clown to come over there and try to do that shit to me. But for the most part, I'm going to definitely check out the movie. I'm going to give y'all my review tomorrow. Actually, I was thinking about doing a double feature today, because they actually have a fan screening of Smile 2. And I was thinking about going to see that. But then again, I remembered I didn't particularly care for Smile 1. So I'm not really all that enthused. Even from the trailers I've seen, I really wasn't that excited for Smile 2. So I don't think I'm going to rush to the movies to see that. But there is a fan screening tonight. And I want to start doing those. I want to start actually getting tickets to the fan screenings and try to see those, so that way I get to see it before the movie comes out and then put like a little review. I think I'm gonna start doing those, but it depends on the movie. Or it might have to get to a point where, when it comes to those type of movies, the building and finding a new audience that are into film or whatever, and if I can start doing those reviews, like a quick out of the theater reaction or whatever. I went from coffee to Pellegrino. But anyway, that fancy sparkling water. You said box eating women are bush women. Urban bush women. All right, so Oh, so yeah, we got another essay story we're gonna have to get into. So we got to talk about Sum 41's Deryck Whibley. I don't know if y'all heard this story, but he actually has a memoir that's coming out. I'm like, damn, everybody is getting into memoir business. You know, somebody's actually been saying that I need to write a memoir, but I don't feel like I've lived. Well, I have lived a lot, but I don't know if I've lived enough where where I need to write a memoir. One of my producers said that I should do that, former producers. But so Deryck Whibley is opening up about how he was groomed and SA'd by his ex-manager from back in the day, because they've been making music. Sum 41 came together in like the mid-90s. That I believe they're actually coming up on their 20s. I think they've been around for like over 25 years. And they mentioned that they're disbanding after this new album and the tour. So yeah, on the left, you have Deryck, and on the right, you have the manager, the ex-manager. So Sum 41 frontman Deryck Whibley has alleged in a new memoir that he was abused for years by the Canadian rock band's former manager. So the manager's name is Greig Nori, and he basically said that he SA'd him in his explosive new memoir. Now, Whibley, who's 44, alleges that Nori, who's now 62, and the frontman of Canadian punk band Treble Charger. I didn't even know he was a musician, but I did see pictures of him floating around. So I'm like, wait, is he a musician too? He also, I've seen that was mingling around with Ludacris, because I've seen a couple of pictures with him and Ludacris in it. So I'm wondering, was he also Ludacris's manager? And if Luda knew some things. So Nori, who, yes, is the frontman of Canadian punk band Treble Charger, groomed, manipulated, and SA'd him starting when he was 18 and Nori was 36. Whibley began working with Nori, the band's first major manager, when he was 16 in the late 90s, and claims in a new memoir, Walking Disaster, My Life Through Heaven and Hell, that Nori encouraged him to take drugs before abusing him for the first time in a restroom at a rave. In excerpts obtained by the LA Times, Whibley writes, Greig had one requirement to be our manager. He wanted total control. He couldn't talk to anyone but him because the music business is full of snakes and liars, and he was the only person he could trust. The musician alleges that he was 18 and intoxicated at a rave. Nori asked him to come to the bathroom and drop another hit of ecstasy. I'm going to say an E-pill. He claims Nori then grabbed his face and passionately kissed him, with Whibley walking away stunned. He writes that he had never thought of Nori like that, and claims Nori told him that while he had never experienced same-sex attraction before, Whibley brought it out of him because what they had was so special. He was so relentless and convincing that after a while I started to believe that maybe he was right. And this is what Whibley writes. Whibley's book claims that as weeks went by, Nori allegedly tried to convince him to explore their connection because so many of my rock star idols were queer. Most people are bisexual. They're just too afraid to admit it. Now, as Sum 41 popularity grew, they traveled more and more, with Whibley feeling relieved at the distance between him and Nori. He said when he returned home to Ajax, Ontario, Whibley also claims that he attempted to end his physical relationship with Nori as he was not gay or bisexual. So he basically just went on and continued with the situation because this was, I guess, when he was young, he didn't know no better. And on top of that, it's like, yeah, when you're doing drugs and you're a rock star and people are, people who you look up to that are mentoring you and grooming you in so many ways, and you're young, you don't know no better, and you're eager and you're becoming famous and stuff, a lot of people can be easily manipulated into believing certain things. But this is a grown behind man who knew what he was doing. He saw Deryck. He was trying to get his hooks into this boy. And Deryck, say what you want, but he is a good looking guy. So I could definitely see like why, this energy about him that exudes sex appeal. Whether you think he's attractive or not, there's an overall sexiness to him. And I think there's also a bit of sexiness when it comes to being a rock star. So yeah, it's like when you're growing up, you look up to, I don't know who these gay or bisexual rock stars that Nori or Greig, whatever you want to call him, was referring to. I'd say drop some names. We know Rob Halford from Judas Priest is an open homosexual. We know the lead singer from Queen, may he rest in peace, Freddie Mercury, was a gay man. They tried to throw it up as bisexual, but he was a homosexual. There's a lot of artists out here who are fluid. They don't talk about it, but yeah, in the rock world, there's a lot of that goes on. Trust me, I've been to many a rock shows and have slept with many a rock fans. I've been to Ozfest. I've been to a Manson concert. I've been to a Disturbed concert. And trust me, there's a lot of hot guys at those concerts. Which is why I like going to them. You know, some of the little frat boy types. Oh, y'all, child. Now, the nasty sex I've had with some of y'all. On that pent up tension. But anyway. So in the book, he claims that Nori called him homophobic and responds and listed reasons Whibley owed him for his music career. Don't this sound a lot like the band that was, this very much sounds like the same beats that we got from the Quiet on Set docuseries, where Drake Bell was groomed. And then when the father had the gut feeling about the band that was preying on his son, oh, you're just homophobic. And I was like, no, you are a predator. And I don't want, like I said before, with the whole thing with Diddy and that woman that allegedly made up the fact that she was abused, and then the bodyguard came and was like, why this bro got my name in her mouth? First of all, I ain't never worked for that man when you was allegedly abused at the time. So I don't know why you dragged me in your situation and said I did something to you too. So when you have something like that, it is sort of like you literally went and preyed on this young man who's just trying to be a rock star and thinking that I have to listen to you in order to get where I am. And you have a lot of these people. I don't want people to start thinking that this narrative, lazy narrative, that all gay men are like this. We don't go around preying on people. There's some, unfortunately, in this industry, a lot of predators who prey on the young and the innocent and people who are naive. And he got taken advantage of. Like I said, Deryck, I don't know what his height is, but he definitely gives me like, you know, he's someone who just eager. And he's a little skinny old thing. And then, like I said, he exudes a type of sex appeal. And apparently this man preyed on him. He also said that he told me this was all my fault to begin with because I should never have said yes to it in the first place. I started this and now he wants it with me, so I couldn't just stop. Well, you gave in because, like I said, he was young and naive. Probably just thought, well, you know what? If I do this thing, then maybe, I don't know what his reasons are, but a lot of people have their reasons for why they do certain things. And also when you're under the influence of drugs, a lot of times people will do things against their will. And you use drugs and brainwashing and grooming and all this stuff as a way to manipulate this kid. And now that he's willing to stand up for himself and not give you what you want, now you want to go, oh, what you was going along with it before. You want it. Why are you trying to stop what we were trying to do? So you as a grown man should know better. And he also claimed in the book that Nori finally stopped initiating sexual encounters with him when a mutual friend learned of what happened, with the unnamed friend telling Whibley and Nori their relationship was abuse. Whibley said that he had first been in awe of Nori, who he first met when he sneaked backstage at the Treble Chargers show and invited him to an early Sum 41 performance. Nori gave the emerging star his number. Before long, they were speaking on the phone for hours, and Nori was allegedly buying a still underage Whibley and bandmate Steve Jocks shots of Goldschlager. So that's what it was. It was like, you know, here's this kid who looked up, child, it sounded like some Justin Bieber Diddy stuff. This kid who was looking up to this guy was unaware of his intentions. And it's like, this is why they always say never meet your idols. So he snuck backstage. He wanted to meet this guy, and this guy's using his being older or whatever the case is to buy this kid's affection. Oh, so if I buy you liquor and you're underage, and if I do these things for you, now you owe me. So you had preconceived intentions from the beginning. So he also said that Whibley had spoken openly about his battle with alcohol addiction, and that which started after the 2001 release of the band's album All Killer No Filler. He constantly toured for more than a decade and drank heavily to cope, dealing with a lot of his past traumas, of course. But we all know that self-medication doesn't fix the problem. It's just a temporary Band-Aid until that wound, gets too big that there's not a big enough Band-Aid in the world to cover it. He also claimed that Nori controlled how often the band members would speak to their parents, telling the Times he tried to keep them away all of the time. Now it makes more sense because he was the same age as our parents, and we didn't know that at the time he knew they would get suspicious of the way things were running. He would always be like, you can't have a relationship with your parents and be in a rock band. It's not cool. It's going to hurt your career. Whibley writes that after their sexual relationship ended, Nori began abusing him verbally and psychologically. He claimed that Nori would alternately praise him or berate him and turn the rest of the band against him by claiming he had gone Hollywood due to his romance with his girlfriend at the time turned ex-wife, Avril Lavigne. And speaking of Avril Lavigne, he was the one that he actually spilled that abuse situation too. And she's like, you're being abused. He also dated Paris Hilton during the height of the sex tape situation. He talks about that in the book too. But this ain't about Miss Hilton. This is about Deryck and what he's going through. So if y'all want to read that part, you could definitely pick up the book and read that. So the In Too Deep hitmaker said he never told anyone, not even his bandmates, about the alleged SA, but he did tell Avril during their 4-year marriage from 2006 to 2010. He writes the memoir that Lavigne exclaimed and told of when told of the alleged abuse. She said, that's abuse. He SA'd you, with his current wife, Ariana Cooper, responding in the same way. Now, Whibley claims that Nori, who also produced some of the band's songs, would insist on a songwriter credit on most of the songs, claiming the music industry would take them more seriously if his name was down as a co-writer. Meanwhile, you were a producer, so how do you get a credit as a writer? That didn't make no sense to me. So yeah, this is the book. It's actually out right now if you guys are interested in getting your hands on it. And yeah, I even had to throw a picture of him up there with his ex-wife, Avril Lavigne. I had totally forgotten that at one point they got married. Why she look scared? He looks all, relaxed and like, yeah, take the photo. And Avril looked like, it's like, why are you get this camera on my face? But anyway, let's go back to this picture. Because we up here trying to promote people books and things. We do that on the show. Maybe I need to do like a Chris's book corner. So it said in 2018, Whibley and he sued Nori over allegedly taking some of his most lucrative songwriting credits, with Whibley winning back the songwriting share of the band's publishing credits. Whibley writes that he tried to get his bandmates to fire Nori, citing time management issues and allegedly showing up to the band show High on E, but the band refused. Nori was fired in 2005 after album Chuck was released. Now, Nori has not responded to repeated requests for comments from the publication. Whibley also told Rolling Stone about his decision to reveal the alleged abuse for the first time, saying, quote, I always thought that I would take this to my grave and I wouldn't say anything. As I started getting into the book, I felt like, how could I not be honest? I went through a long period in my time where I didn't think about it anymore. I came to realize it was self-defense. I came to realize later on that I didn't want to think about it or have any feelings of being a victim. I didn't want to have the victim issues. Now, to this day, Whibley does not recall the alleged incidents abuse in his memoir and said he's still in the early stages of processing it. Well, yeah, there's like, a lot of times when it comes to men and abuse, a lot of times we don't want to, men do not want to deal with that type of situation. So they suppress it. And it's like, yeah, you're going through the process of dealing with a lot of that abuse. And I'm glad that the first step was admitting that it happened. Second step was putting it in the book as a way of catharsis, of getting it out there, releasing it. And then third is now you have to spend the rest of your life in therapy, going through those traumatic that traumatic situation, realizing that it was not your fault or what happened to you, that this man took advantage of you, that this man took your kindness for weakness, that he preyed upon you, that he abused you, that he groomed you. And now that you are a man in your early 40s, you can work through that process. And I'm so glad now that there's so many young men who have been abused in the 90s and stuff have come to this conclusion in this day and age where we're speaking out more about young men who have been abused. From the Menendez brothers and that whole situation of we're finally coming to the terms of accepting the fact that yes, men can be abused, whereas in the 90s and the 2000s, it was unheard of. You got laughed out of the room if you spoke about stuff like this. So I'm glad now in 2024, we're accepting the fact and we're speaking on these things because, Gen Z and everybody are all about your feelings now. And that's the one good thing I'll take away from that is the fact that, yeah, we're all about expressing our feelings and coming to terms and dealing with a lot of our traumas head on. And I love that. So, kudos to you, Deryck, for coming out and speaking out on this whole situation. Now, I should also say this. If you are some 41 fan, there's him with his current wife. I want to show you all that. And that was from her Instagram, Ari Whibley. Pretty girl. She kind of reminds me of Natalia Kills. And yeah, there was another picture. But also he put out this because apparently they're breaking up after damn near 30 years together. It said, being a Sum 41 since 1996 brought us some of the best moments of our lives. We are forever grateful to our fans, both old and new, who have supported us in every way. It is hard to articulate the love and respect that we have for all of you, as we wanted you to hear this from us first. Sum 41 will be disbanding. We will be finishing all of our current upcoming tour dates this year, and we're looking forward to releasing our final album, Heaven X Hell, Heaven and Hell basically, along with a final worldwide headlining tour to celebrate. Details will be announced as soon as we have them. For now, we look forward to seeing all you scumfucks. Oh, come on now. That's what y'all call your fans, like the Beehive and the Rihanna Navy and the Barbs. So we call them scum fucks. I actually like that. On the road, and we're excited for what the future will bring for each of us. Thank you for the last 27 years of Sum 41. And kudos to y'all. You know, kudos to Deryck for coming out and speaking out on the stuff, and that they're still out here making music. But he also said, I should point out, just to wrap this up, he basically finished off by saying, I'm dealing with it for the first time and I don't know what to think about it. I can't deny that it was very manipulative, but I didn't realize what a lot of this was. It didn't dawn on me until it hit the age he was in his mid-30s when I was a teenager. He was a hero to see that power. So to see that power dynamic, you see how you can manipulate a 16-year-old kid. He says he was inspired to reveal the alleged abuse after Ariana, with whom he shares 2 children, detailed a past suicide attempt in a joint 2021 interview, saying, I felt the importance to just be open. He also sent the memoir set for release it's out already, to his bandmates, saying he became kind of a bad guy to all of us. We all collectively never spoke about him. Now, last year, Sum 41, I already told about they're taking a break and all this other stuff. So I'm glad that he came to this conclusion. You have to realize in the times, like in the 90s, this wasn't something we were talking. We weren't talking about abuse. The internet wasn't what it was back then. So it was easy to groom, manipulate. And we weren't, you didn't have no way to look up, if I was abused, what are the signs that we have to look for. Now, y'all, the world's an oyster. It's open season where you could do the type of research you need to, and it's all out there for grabs. So I'm glad that now, it's like he said, it took me in my 30s for me to realize that I was being abused and this happened. So kudos to him for coming out and speaking about this. And I hope the book does well. And I hope you get to go and do the whole, circuit where you get to promote it and you get to talk openly about being groomed and abused, because I believe this is a story that definitely more people need to come out and speak out on, especially, and we need to start taking abuse of boys more seriously. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. You said, looking back at it, that explains alcoholism and stuff, Deryck. Yeah, because it was like he was trying to suppress all that abuse that he was going through. A report has come out and revealed Twitter is the least popular social media. Of course it is. I barely use Twitter. I only use it basically to promote my website. That's the only reason why I haven't gotten rid of it. If I wasn't doing media stuff, I would have gotten rid of it a long time ago. But here's the thing: the number one go-to spot that I get a lot of traffic to my website and all those other, and even my show, Facebook. That's number one. Number two, I think I have to look at the analytics again. I think all the way at the bottom is actually people searching online for it. But Facebook is mostly where a lot of people go to get the information in regards of my stories, this show. I think Twitter might be third. But yeah, so I get a lot of traffic from Twitter and stuff. So that's why I keep it. Article is in your inbox for next show and a future. Yeah, I'll probably use that for tomorrow's show. Because hopefully we no longer dissing men for not being virgins by freshman year, and also okay with women having the high body count just as men, because they're fighting back that men should look. The people should be out here to do whatever the hell it is that they want to do with their body. If y'all want a high body count with the sex, go ahead and do it. If you want to be a virgin till you're 25, go be a virgin till you're 25. I don't know why people's decisions is of concern for others. Let people live. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about Jennifer. It's been a long time since we talked about Miss Jennifer Lopez on this good old show. And I was like, oh, good, because I was living for the fact that we wasn't talking about Jennifer a lot. We all moved on to bigger and better things, but she recently did an interview with Interview. She did an interview with Interview Magazine where with Nikki Glazer. And she talked about her relationship because she has this new movie that's coming out that was produced by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. You already know, you saw the video. I mean, you saw the photos of her with the little prayer circle with Ben Affleck and all the other stuff. So she's been busy, like, hanging out, I mean, promoting this movie that she has come out that she's talking about she's really proud of. So let's get into the story. And I saw the shoot. The shoot was, first of all, I live for the photos that she was up in there doing. So she finally broke her silence because you cannot do an interview without addressing the elephant in the room. You knew that there was going to be a situation where she was going to have to address the relationship. You cannot sit up here and do an interview and just not speak on it. So she had to prepare herself for that. And the one thing I like about interview is that they interview sort of like they have a celebrity interview another celebrity. So they do stuff like that. So she confessed that her marriage ending after 2 years has been sad and scary. Now, Jennifer, who's 55, marked her new chapter with a spicy cover story in Interview Magazine in which she declared she won't be dipping her toe back into the dating pool for a while. And I said on that point, Chair, we need to give her a round of applause. Standing ovation. Because, girl, get that coochie a rest. I can't tell you how many times that I be like, girl, how many times, like, you need to stop jumping from man to man. And that's why I said the photos she was giving in the photo shoot, but Jennifer never takes a bad picture. So that's the one thing we'll have to give her. One of the many, but that's the one I'm giving her for now. So the 55-year-old didn't shy away from her less than perfect summer. She didn't have a hot girl summer, maybe a hot flash girl summer, but she didn't have a hot girl summer because she spent the whole summer down in in the Hamptons, licking her wounds. The ones that Ben left her for a second time with his old, hair plugs and recently dye job on his beard. Because he's out here, that he lost, the hairline on the top receded a while back. So he did get some hair plugs and things of that nature. And then recently, the blogs, y'all are messy. So they had him out here with a whole diation on his face. Because the grays was coming in. I wear my grays and my beard with a badge of honor. Or like a badge of honor. He out here, on the other hand, was out here going to get dye jobs at, I guess, your local dermatologist. Who died? I don't know. Who's the person out here that be dyeing people's beards? I never had that done. And you can't tell me that he hasn't had no work done either. Because remember, we talked about it on the show with a little rejudging of, his appearance. So he could look younger. Because he always looked tired and stressed. Sir, your life ain't that damn hard. You're a celebrity. But you got to be stressed out about all that damn coffee and cigarettes you be doing. That will put some miles on you. So enough with the reads. Let's get to the reading of this story. You want to talk about reading? Let's talk about reading. So the 55-year-old didn't shy away from her less than perfect summer, which included a canceled tour and an onslaught of divorce rumors before she split from the Gone Girl actor. Now, in her cover story for Interview Magazine, the Yanny from the blog opened up to comedian Nikki Glazer about how dramatically her life changed in a matter of months. Whether they always say your life can change in a blink of an eye, right? Now, after discussing that mess of a documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, and there's a reason why the story is never told, Exhibit A, which she worked on with Affleck, Glazer asked Jennifer about film's overall theme of self-love and re-examining one's life choices. And here's what she said. The comedian asked, how do you examine what you did wrong without falling into what's wrong with you? Now, Jennifer chuckled, I think that's what they meant, as she replied, the work is figuring yourself out. It's looking back at the feelings underneath and the belief systems that we have about ourselves and make us make certain choices and create certain patterns in your life. And so when you get to a point where you think that you've learned the lessons and then it blows up in your face again, you realize, Okay, I haven't. So what is it that I need to look at right now? I would say never stop looking inward because it's so easy to blame everybody else. Well, she said that she learned the lessons, but sis, what were the lessons? Because inquiring moms want to know that what were the lessons and the tools that you learned? Because to me, I feel like if you said that you learned all the lessons that you needed to learn in regards of your relationship with Ben and how you need to look inward and love yourself and also, which is the stuff that she said and put in that music video thing that she did, the This Is Me Now movie musical. Clearly didn't feel like you learned a lesson. It did feel a little self-serving, a little egotistical that you put this whole product together. And you were trying to sell us this story, but I guess maybe the reason why it flopped, and it was a huge hit on you because you self-financed it, is because people weren't buying what you were selling. They didn't believe that you actually learned your lesson, especially when in real life it seemed like that you were doing the opposite of what you were talking about. You always used it always seemed like you needed a man to define who you were as a woman. And I guess in this day and age, if you want to call it wokeism, whatever, a lot of women out here say, I don't need a man to complete me. I don't need a man that's going to define who I am as a person. I feel like it's either side, like a man or woman. I feel like you need to look inward and figure out who you are as a person before you can give that to somebody else. Now, if a man is not competent enough to be able to handle a strong woman who is independent, who makes more money than you, quiet as it's kept, because word on the curb is Hannibal Lopez is worth $400 million, maybe more than that. And Ben is worth, I believe, $150 million. So yeah, because he is an actor and a director and a screenwriter, so he's gonna make money from the Hollywood, the movies and all other stuff by himself. Now, of course, I believe he had a deal with Dunkin' Donuts, and he does like little commercials and endorsement deals, but that comes with the territory being an actor. Whereas Hennifer had got her fingers in every pot. She's doing clothing line, she's doing makeup. But you're doing that, well, no shade, but just saying, I'm just going by the numbers. It was taken out of Sephora. So the makeup stuff ain't doing all that well. She had the clothing line, then she got the Delulu, the liquor line, and then she's got all these different things. So she's making her little money from other things on top of the music and the acting. She also went on to add that you have to be healthy. You have to be complete if you want something that's more complete. You have to be good on your own. I thought I learned that, but I didn't. And then this summer, I had to be like, I need to go off and be on my own. I wanted to prove to myself that I can do that. What did you on your own, though? Because the paparazzi was getting shots of you every damn way you went, which is why I guess a lot of people feel like, damn, did she ever go away? But maybe it's our fault because we was up in here talking about her every 5 minutes. And, the media was putting her out there in a way where we would talk about her. Now, when Glazer asked if the summer of self-discovery was hard, Hennifer enthusiastically quipped back, yes, it's effing hard. She explained, it feels lonely, unfamiliar, scary. It feels sad. It feels desperate. But when you sit in those feelings and go, these things are not going to kill me, it's like, actually, I am capable of joy and happiness all by myself. All by yourself. Don't want to live. She don't want to be all by herself, girl. Look, I told her the fashions is given, isn't it? Now, Hennifer made a point to note being in a relationship doesn't define her. Well, girl, do we need to give her a round of applause again? I just hope that she follows through with that. Being in a relationship doesn't and shouldn't define you. And this is why I'm going to say it till you realize it and you actually believe it and receive it. At your big age, because you in your mid-50s at this point, stop looking at men to define you. I really hope she learned her lesson for the second time, or how many times that she had to be knocked over the head with it, because she has been told numerous times that stop using these men to define you. Every time we turn around, she got a new man on her arm. And then she let this love bomber, because that's what Ben was. You love bombed her when she was at her most vulnerable, especially when she had just gotten out of her relationship with A-Rod cheating behind, allegedly. So she, was feeling, she was at her lowest. She was trying to pick herself up from that relationship. And then here you go love bombing her and all this other mess. And then you forgot because apparently, I think it was the endorphins. I don't know, because he got addiction issues. So I don't know, maybe he's addicted to the fame stuff, but then you trying to act like I don't like it. But it's like you are in the industry. So clearly there's got to be some level of narcissism that you get off on. You have to have a little bit of narcissism to even survive in Hollywood. But then he be trying to act like, oh, I reject it. But then you be craving it. You can't have it both ways, sir. You got to figure out how to make that shit balance out. And Hennifer is very good at that. She understands how the game works. So she goes with the flow. You're not somebody who's really good at navigating that. Maybe if you spend enough time with her, she could have showed you how to navigate through the negative side of Hollywood, which she learns how to embrace. And she brings it up in the article. She said, I can't be looking for happiness in other people. I have to have happiness within myself. I used to say I'm a happy person, but was still looking for something for somebody else to fill. And it's just like, no, I'm actually good. And you know what? I am so glad she actually admitted this, because we've been saying that for the longest. I knew basically through looking, see, I'm like Peaches from a low down dirty shame. I could see through all that Maybelline. And I truly believe it. It's like she was all here. Oh yeah, I'm good, and I don't need nobody. I don't need a man to find me, and I'm happy and I'm things. But I knew that there was a hole that she was trying to fill within herself, and she was looking for it in other people. But you want to know something? Sometimes that man that's making that coochie scratch is not going to be enough to fill. Oh yeah, he'll fill one of the holes, the one in between your legs. He'll be able to fill that hole temporarily until y'all bust off and keep it moving. But as far as like the love and the heart and the need, you get that from other people. Like for me, I don't look for it in relationships. If the relationship come, but I find it in my friends. I find it in people who genuinely care about me. And I feel like with Hennifer, you have that love. You have that love in the family members that love you, your mother, Guadalupe, and David. I think David's still alive. I'm not sure. But her father, David, and her sisters. And then you have her friends, whoever those people, celebrity friends or non-celebrity friends that you still have around when you were coming up, I guess, when you were playing on the block and having that orange drink and that ham sandwich, if you know. And then, her twins. She's got that unconditional love for Max and Emmy. So sometimes the places that you looking for love, looking for nub in all the wrong places. When you're looking for that love in all the wrong places, like in a Ben Affleck, stop looking for it in these men. Now, if you want to get the coochie scratched, there's the time and the place for that. Get your coochie scratched from a cute guy from the ages of, I was going to say, 25 to 35. Maybe you can push 38. Let them men tear your coochie up. And then when you're done, send him on his merry way. And if you need that booty call again, you need that itch scratched, then call him up again, have him come over, dig your guts and throw you up against the wall, tear that coochie up, send him on his way again. But then you get the love from the other people, the people that genuinely care about you. And I feel like that's what a lot of people need to look into. Stop looking to these relationships because y'all will end up disappointed. No shade. I don't want to sound cynical, but people ain't sure. They're really not. Unless you have someone who genuinely can really put up with a lot of what you're dealing with. Like Taylor Swift lucked out. She got her Travis Kelce. They here when it comes to their relationship. They got to understand it. In the words of Escape. Hennifer has yet to find that. And I don't know what it's going to take, but I'm loving the fact that she's self-aware. So finally, Miss Mama's is self-aware about something. Now I need you to be a little more self-aware about the fact that you need to leave them ballads alone and get back to the rivers and the lakes that you used to, which is the dance tracks and them Latin songs. That's what you need to stick to. Leave the ballads to Mariah, leave the ballads to Adele, and the ones who can hit that range. We want a beat behind your voice. Damn, do I sound like I'm being shady? I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just, it comes out the head, comes in the head, comes right out the mouth like a cash register with some money in it. And look, they was asking her like she's dating. She said no, she ain't dating for some time. And I think, yes, that is a good idea. I hope you give yourself a good couple of years. Well, shit, in the next 5 years she'll be 60. But trust and believe, Hennifer that body is snatched. You see the pictures? She definitely found her a man that'll turn her out. You need to get you one Casper Smart age. I ain't saying it with Casper again, but get you a man that's kind of like young like that, or Maluma. Oh wait, no, don't do Maluma. He too pretty. You don't want nobody prettier than you. You want to? I think Hennifer like somebody a little rough around the edges. That's why she was with Diddy. Well, I don't know what she's on, Chris Judd, but that's why she was with Diddy. That's why she was with Ohani. She do like him pretty though, not Diddy, but Ohani was a pretty one. First of all, he looked good now. I don't know if y'all seen him, but when we did show his pictures on the show, Ohani has definitely aged well. Casper looked like he had a little edge around him. Aesthetically speaking, I don't know what his personality was like off camera, but yeah, he definitely had that kind of look. It was like, ooh, he definitely, yeah, he was giving trade tease. So she also said that she has been in the spotlight for so long, however, she has learned how to shut out the noise. She said, I know that everything that's been written and said about me and all the conjecture of who I am as a person is not who I am. I learned that a long time ago. This is what she said in the interview, which was conducted with Nikki. Oh, I should also point out, because, yeah, we talked about, that was the other part, but there's another part of this where she's saying that she addressed the hurtful comments on social media where people were basically blaming her for the demise of their marriage. And you know what? I think I did partake in that a little bit, but I also threw a couple of daggers at Ben. I was like, it's not all going to be her fault. And based on her reputation over the years, it's easy to blame Hannah for how her relationships go. But he was no innocent in this either. I said he love bombed her. That he took it upon himself to kind of gaslight and send her the flowers and write the notes and all the other stuff. And I love you, I love you, I love you, I miss you, blah, 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 blah. And you know, she's so in love with love and all the other stuff. And she, throwing out that ice around her heart, was like, you know what, maybe he's matured, maybe he's changed a little bit, maybe he's come around, maybe he can handle all the other stuff that he wasn't able to handle 20 years ago when I was henning from the block and I couldn't handle all of that stuff. So now I'm gonna come back and give him a chance. Then this heifer went and pulled that mess again. So it was like a leopard never changed his damn spots. Now I'm wondering if Ben gonna come out and speak his piece when it's time for him to be interviewed, or you gonna keep hiding from the media like he been doing, and groaning and rolling his damn eyes and smoking his cigarettes, drinking that old nasty coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. She said, I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a good mom. I know who my friends are. I know my friends know who I am, my mom, my dad, all that stuff. She said that in order to have a long career in the entertainment industry, she has had to learn how to deal with the part of the business. Saying some people are going to love you and some are not going to understand you. And some people just want to hate you. And none of that really matters. What matters to me as an artist is doing work that inspires me, that I enjoy doing, whether it's a huge commercial success or something that only touches one person and nobody ever effing even sees. She said, this is my life's passion. I love to sing. I love to dance. I love to act. I love to entertain. I love to create. And she says that it is, regardless of all that, it is hard to see something that's hurtful. She said, don't get me wrong, I'm not Teflon. And that's why I said, you know what? I love all of this, that she is being transparent and she's actually seemed like she's being vulnerable. She also said, if you're going to survive in this business, you're going to have to understand that that's a very small fraction of people that are probably unhappy in some way. Well, I don't know if you can necessarily blame that people who are being negative towards you are just unhappy with their lives. I feel like that is a lazy assessment that a lot of people, oh, you're just a hater. I don't think it's that. I just think that people assess things, and I assess things and I call it as I see it. Now I do see some people that just be saying all kinds of J-ho, and I say, okay, now y'all feel like y'all doing the most, where you're basically slut shaming. Well, that's like, I love sex, so why would I turn away from, if I want to hunch a dozen men in one night, what the business of yours? It ain't your coochie that's being violated, or turned every which way but loose. So what are you mad for? Go about your day like you normally do. So yeah. So shout out to Jennifer. Let's see if we got any more photos that we need to show off. That one's a cute one. And yeah, I like this one too. I like the big earrings. She's definitely giving hood chick. Cause look, she's from the Bronx. It's definitely giving Bronx. Although that shot looks a little weird because it looks like you got this giant head and you got a missing body. The wig is actually interesting too. So I said, Jennifer always gives glam when she does the her stuff. But if you're interested in checking out the full interview magazine, and I did post a link on my website, you can actually check out, or just Google Schmoogle if you want to read the whole thing. But I like the fact that she got candid and she was very much self-aware, and she opened up and said, there's all faults in our situation and what she was going through in regards to the relationship and how she was hurt, and she had to look inward and realize what this was the lesson that I took from that. So I asked all of you this. What do y'all think of this story? Do you feel like Jennifer has learned her lesson, or she just blowing a bunch of smoke up y'all behind, per usual, just because she got a movie to sell? We'll see how it all turns out when that movie comes out, if y'all even care. But you know, Hannah was out here doing her thing. It's cute that she actually spoke on the relationship, but I definitely am curious to hear what y'all think of this story. So let me know what your thoughts are going to be on said story in the comments down below. Okay. Did we see this one? Oh yeah, we did see that article. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram are the 3 most popular social media for millennials. Reddit is 4th. Yeah, I don't see a lot of people be on Reddit that much, but I do use Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I definitely a lot. I've just been focusing a lot on, like, I've had to rebuild my damn Instagram for a 3rd time because I lost it before. So I've been spending more time just posting a lot of my reels on Instagram than anything, because it's, you know, Instagram, y'all be getting my damn nerves with how y'all be constantly deleting my Instagram stuff. So I'm like, what am I posting up there that's bad? I mean, I do share things that other people have on their page. So if that's what you're doing, like, why are you getting mad at me? Get mad at the people that you've allowed to post whatever is up there. But yeah, I like Facebook. You know, you can say what you want about Facebook, but I feel like there's more engagement with that. You can call it an old people's site or whatever the case is, but I do feel there's a lot more engagement. You can write, you can express what you have to say a lot more on there in regards of, if I need to write something, I could post it up there. I could post videos. There's a lot of interaction. It's not like you can only get a small amount of what you can write up there that you can get across. So I like having all of that. And then, yeah, Instagram is good, whatever. And then YouTube. I use my YouTube to stream my show. You said, I learned Sabrina is not comfortable being a sex pop. You are right. This is basically Island Records trying to make a profit because her first album bombed. But you called it. Look, I've been around long enough to see the writing on the wall and how it is. It does feel, her sex appeal does feel forced, which is, I think, what the argument is with a lot of people. I just feel like they've been wording it wrong. With the whole, oh, she's dressing inappropriate. So I'm like, okay, that's a little basic, the argument that you're bringing up. But the reality is, yes, I feel like the record label is capitalizing. They're trying to force this girl to be something that she isn't, and she's going along with it. But you can clearly see in her actions that she's not comfortable doing it, but she's doing it. It's that, I'm selling my soul so I can become this big star. Meanwhile, I said Zara Larsson should be bigger than her because she got more bops on her latest album than Sabrina does on her new album. She got all 3 of them singles that she released. Those are the best tracks on the record. Demi said, Demi, why won't you do this to me, Demi? You know, from The Exorcist. Said, hey, everyone, just came to get my opinion. Needed tea. Okay. We all trying to get it. Okay, who is it? And I'm trying to fill some holes. And it said, Maluma is giving a hint. Child. You said it, not me. He said, I'm still waiting for Zach to announce him. David Archuleta said the bad type about him. I didn't drink all this pineapple for you. When he said that, and when the next time he drinking some damn pineapples so I can put my mouth on it. That now, child, that was one boy. I'm gonna try to get my hands on him. Now, you know, I don't be out here assaulting the boys. And I would never plan that. But child, if I ever see David Archuleta in public, sir, just know I'm going to shoot my shot. He is so damn sexy to me. But look, he's of age. He's in his 30s, the appropriate age that I would go for anyway, as someone who's in their early 40s. So I'm going to give me some of that. He said, okay. Yeah. Can you imagine Zach going to find him a damn surrogate? Because child, the tea, let me not go there because, you know, I'm not in the mood to out nobody, but I know somebody firsthand who witnessed some stuff with Zac Efron. And so, and he liked the black ones. He liked black boys. Didn't I say I wasn't going to out nobody, and here I go. Here I go. Okay, girls, what's my weakness? Man, let's move on. And let's talk about Bianca and her manipulating behind her and Koonye. So apparently earlier this week, I didn't really want to do this story because I was like, whatever. Like every time I turn around, we come on this show and we talk about Koonye and his wife Bianca and all the drama that's going on with them. I've always talked about how there was always, 1 minute they divorced, and there's been so many stories. I cannot tell you within the last year that I've done stories on these two allegedly getting a divorce and it don't happen. So TMZ and all of them started reporting it. All the major trades were reporting this. So I'm like, oh, maybe there's some truth to this story finally. Then 2 days later, maybe not even 2 days, I think it was like 24 hours later, it came out that apparently it was all a lie or a stunt that they basically was pulling because Koonye is desperate for attention. Ain't nobody been talking about Kanye for a while. So him in wide, thighs, because she got that old thigh gap. She trying to get that thigh gap like Kim. But Kim got the right surgeons, so she got the good thigh gap. I'm not trying to say she don't work out at the gym because we've seen it. However, Miss Mamas, you had some help, and I believe Bianca did too. I also think that she needs support in them breasts because nobody breasts at your big age of 20s, late 20s your boobs should not be hanging that low. Do your boobs hang low? Remember that song? But anyway. Now, earlier this week, it was reported that Bianca Censori finally came to her senses, and left husband Koonye West as her family planned a dramatic intervention. The last time I told about this story, there was supposed to be an intervention. How many interventions y'all gonna give her? However, that split was apparently short-lived, as word on the street is that Bianca and Koonye are back together again. Now, Bianca Censori's family feels tricked by their daughter, who they truly believed was finally leaving Koonye West before she seemingly reneged on the decision. Bianca's marriage to the controversial rapper, who's 47, appeared to be on the rocks on Monday when multiple reports, I should say, claimed that the couple had been spending time apart, with an insider telling DailyMail.com that Bianca, who's 29, had told her family that they'd been drifting. But hours later, the unlikely couple appeared to confirm they were still together as they packed on the PDA. I won't say PTA. What PTA meeting he going to? Especially with them 4 kids he got with Kim. Kim be the one at the PTA meetings. Can you imagine he showing up at the PTA meeting, this room be stinking before he walks in? Because Kanye give me like he don't wash his ass at all. I'm not even going to say properly. I'm just saying period. Because look at this picture. Well, not this one. Well, first of all, speaking of thigh gap, what in the Voltron is he wearing? That right here look like you wearing a garbage bag. And he look like his mouth stink, let alone the outfit. Because I know them balls be sweaty. So they said her parents are shocked by what they're seeing. They feel tricked because Bianca told them she was getting ready to leave. This is what a source told Daily Mail. They can't understand what is happening and feeling she is being controlled. Because, yeah, they said they was packing on the PDA in Tokyo. Which, word on the street is Kanye said that's where he planned on moving. But you know what? Kanye always had these little on-the-whim type decisions that he likes to make. And will sit up in here and be like, oh, yeah, I'm moving here and I'm moving there. I'm like, remember when he tried to pack up the family and move them to Chicago? Which they named actually one of their kids Chicago. And it's like, I ain't moving no damn Chicago. First of all, it's too damn cold, more cold than New York. And why the hell would you want to live in Chicago? No shade to the people in Chicago. Chicago is lit. But ain't no way in hell I'm moving all the way to no damn Chicago. I will keep my behind in Calabasas. First of all, the weather's nice. All the celebrities live out there. The kids got a good education going. Why the hell would I want to go to some cold-ass Chicago? Shit, I'd move to New York before I did that. So insiders close to the architect told DailyMail.com that she had been telling loved ones that she was getting ready to leave during her recent trip home to Australia, though the insider did note that there's a chance they'll reunite. Now, TMZ also reported that the musician had been telling friends he is done with Bianca and wanted to be single while spending time in Japan. Bianca's apparently 360 has left loved ones even more worried about the level of control that Koonye might wield in their relationship, a concern that has been raised previously. A second source told the DailyMail.com that Bianca's family feels very confused right now. Her sister just spent time with her in LA and she saw firsthand how dysfunctional Bianca's marriage is. When she went back home, she told everyone that she couldn't take it anymore. Then suddenly she's back in Japan and loving up on Kanye. They continued, her story keeps changing and no one knows what will come next. Saying if Koonye can have so much control over her that she is being dishonest with her family and friends, it's scary. Well, look, at this point, I really don't understand what to do with her. Like, if she is being brainwashed, I'm sure Kim know the signs in regards to what she's going through, but I don't think Kim is going to get involved in what's going on with Bianca and Koonye. She's like, whatever's going on with y'all over there is going on with y'all over there. That's the father of my kids. I'm trying to remain some sort of cordialness between us so that way he can come and maintain a relationship with his children still, or whatever the case is. But I know one thing. If he try to do some whole kidnapping situation with them kids, you already know that ain't gonna fly. You know how powerful Pimp Mama Chris is in this industry. So she is not gonna allow that madman to be able to control the children. Now, see, didn't I tell you her breast was hanging down on her damn stomach? How you 29 years old, your breast damn near down your knees? I can understand if you was like Aretha Franklin age, but nobody breast should be that damn low. And so he has been married to Bianca since December 2022. But I know that there's been people out here who's been saying that they don't believe that they're actually married, that that their marriage may not even be an actual marriage. But I don't know. I just feel like maybe she never had the intention of getting married. I feel like this has all been some sort of a ruse, a way to get attention. So y'all playing around with y'all marriage to get attention. And it's like, okay, so you got the attention. People are talking about you. Now what? You are offering literally nothing to the conversation. And if she want to be caught up in some relationship where she's going to be brainwashed and manipulated, she's going to allow that to happen because you're too old at your age. You damn near 30. I don't know how you can groom somebody that you've been with since they late 20s that could be manipulated into a situation. She clearly is participating in the mess. Because you acting like Kanye is keeping her prisoner. I'm sure anytime if she travel on this plane or whatever, she can stay with the family and not be in the situation with him. Like if he was keeping her prisoner, I think we would know it. But she's been going back and forth with the family and all this other stuff. Clearly, she's not a prisoner. So I'm calling a bunch of BS on all of this. And y'all deserve each other at this point. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. All right, so let's move on and let's talk about Miss Britney and Cece, who Ciara just revealed on an episode of the Kelly Clarkson show that wait, hold on, because I want to refresh it. Oh, wait, let me do that again. My kitties, my kitties, my kitties, not my kitties. Ew. I mean, okay, so I got it. So Cece recently went on the Kelly Clarkson show and revealed that her #1 Billboard Hot 100 single, Goodies, which launched her career back in 2004, was almost given to Britney Spears. And I do have the clip, courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk. So we'll go over there, we'll play the clip, and then we'll come back with my overall thoughts. Please hold.
Gave it to Britney Spears.
Oh, they were just trying to. I heard about this, and I was like,
and you know what? I know Britney wasn't the one trying to take my songs.
Yeah.
Because I love Britney. I want to say that, okay? We all love Britney.
Yeah.
But at that time period, that was their plan, right? That was their baby. They had her for so long. So, of course, I'm this new artist. And the song is pretty amazing, you know. Goodies was knocking.
No, they knew
so
it was going to be a hit.
Why, you know. But I'm like, no. When I understood, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But that was my baby. That song, Goodies, was where everything began for me. And
I can't imagine, even as huge as she is, I can't imagine that song without you now. Like, I remember when it broke.
Let me tell you, if I was writing a song for someone, I will say this. Her saying, I bet you some goodies. I bet that would be actually kind of nice.
That would be, She had that little gravel thing. Yeah.
But the song was my song, you know.
Yeah.
So just crazy. I've never said that before, but that is a fun fact. They were trying to take it away and give it.
Actually, sis, she did say it before, and I knew I wasn't bugging because I remember hearing this story. So apparently, she did bring this up back in 2020 when she was launching her newly launched Apple Music hit show called Level Up Radio. So she did bring this up before. It's funny, but I think now that she's on a bigger platform, where I don't know what she was promoting, by the way, because I didn't really see the episode, and I think the Kelly Clarkson show. I may have to look. I think it pops up on Peacock because I know sometimes when it comes to talk shows, they don't really pop up on a lot of the streaming services or even YouTube. Now The View has finally caught up and they put all their episodes up on YouTube. Sherry Shepherd's show was on YouTube, but I think Screamer for Hudson and Kelly Clarkson do not post their shows on YouTube. They post clips. So, because I just watched the Adam Lambert interview where he was doing Cabaret and talking about his EP Afters, and that was like a 5-minute video. I'm like, damn, I know that interview had to be longer than that. But anyway, but in regards to this thing, I could definitely hear Britney. It's funny when they bring up Goodies. Goodies definitely sounds like a song that Britney would have done and Britney would have ate on, because I could definitely hear Britney on that song. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, was this song around the time when she was in her, because, you know, Goodies is considered like crunk and B, like it was like that whole crunk vibe, but a little R&B thrown on it. And Britney was going through that kind of sound, especially when she did I Got That Boom Boom with the Yang Yang Twins. So I was wondering if, like, during that era, that was like, oh yeah, here's this song that we want to give to Britney and possibly her record that as well. But songs have always been kind of getting around that have been meant for one person that was given to somebody else. I believe Speakerphone was initially meant for Britney. She passed on it and it was sang by Kylie Minogue. Like I was telling you, her latest single with the Blessed Madonna, with the Blessed Madonna, raised vocals was originally on that song, and then Kylie ended up recording it, and then it ended up on the Blessed Madonna's album. I don't know if the album's out yet. I have to check. But songs always get rotated around. Slave for You, I believe. I forget who that song was initially for, or maybe I think it was meant for Britney. Milkshake was originally supposed to be a Britney song too. But Khalees wound up singing. She passed on it. So that happens all the time in the business. But like when they were saying that they were trying to take her song away from her and give it to Britney, that's what a lot of these people behind the scenes look. This was the same argument that happened when it came to Ashanti. Ashanti wrote a couple of songs that was initially supposed to be for her, and Murder Inc. tried to be slick and was taking a lot. Well, they took a couple of Ashanti songs and gave them to Hannah for Lopez. And then I forget what song it was that Ashanti said that they were trying to take one of her. And she's like, this is my song. And she was basically battling Murder Inc. But like, no, I'm not giving this song away. I already gave y'all 2 songs for Hennifer, but this is mine. And I'm glad that Ciara fought hard, because they do that a lot to people in this industry where they will sit and because you're the smaller artist, they will try to give your song to the bigger name. So yeah, there were some people in the comments over there at the Neighborhood Song said the following. One said, I can hear it being for Britney too. Another person said Britney would have ate. Ciara definitely did what needed to be done though. Exactly. So it's like, we can't think about the song without Ciara being on it, but Britney definitely would have turned that song out. Another person said Britney in her prime singing Goodies, OMFG. Crying emojis. Another person said Ciara deserved it, but let's not act like Brit wouldn't have ate this down too. I could totally hear her on this now. Somebody don't even encourage it. One person said somebody gotta make the Britney AI version. Don't do that. Another person said Goodies was one of them moments where you just had to be there. And thank the Lord I was there, because I remember when that song first hit, we was like, bitch, what is that? And then this girl come up in here with the choreography. I was like, Ciara definitely ate. And I will also say this. Ciara, basically, I always looked at Ciara as like the black version of Britney. I know some people try to throw Janet and all that stuff in there. And yeah, you see the Janet comparisons. However, I always said that Ciara should have modeled her career after, being like the other side of the coin. Like you have Britney, who was like that global girl, the white girl who was doing like the urban music, all this stuff. And she definitely dabbled in other genres, but Britney was definitely out here in the urban music circuits, doing that type of pop stuff. Justin Timberlake should not have been the only one out here that was allowed to do that. Britney was definitely eating, because everybody says like their favorite Britney album is Blackout. And rightfully so. But Ciara, I feel like, should have modeled her career after that whole vibe as well, and kind of took more of an approach. But I feel like somewhere along the way she dropped the ball in regards to that. So yeah, I had to definitely do the research, because I was like, wait a minute, I know I heard that tea before in regards of Ciara and the whole Britney story, because I was like, I know that's not the first time I heard that. And that's why I was like, I had to Google schmoogle. And when she was launching her radio station, she spilled that tea about Britney recording. I mean, Britney was initially supposed to be doing goodies. So I said, oh, listen, say, what do y'all think of this story? Would you have loved to have heard Britney Spears on goodies? I mean, I like the fact that Ciara, stood her ground and she recorded the song, and the song became a huge hit for her, and it is iconic in regards of her. But I would have loved to have heard Britney on that track. And I'm a child, but that person saying that in the comments is only a matter of time before we get the Britney AI version of goodies on our, on Beyonce's internet. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so we have a comment, and Demi said, fill me up, my handsome filling station attendant. I'm empty. Okay, so now we have, hold on, how many more topics we got? So we have 4 more topics. So if you haven't already, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also smash that notification button so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Emma Unfiltered. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. Let's get into some gay news. And let's talk about the Apprentice star Jeremy Strong, who's talking about criticism of straight actors playing gay. Now, we always have this we always have this debate in regards of gay actors playing, straight actors playing gay roles, because, we get Coleman Domingo, we get people like Billy Porter and all this other stuff whenever they come out, or Matt Bomer, Jonathan Bailey, these type of, gay actors, when they come out, who are, Nathan Lane, any of the openly gay actors that play gay, people don't want to give them the accolades and the awards because I don't know, maybe they feel like, oh, you're not really acting. But here's the thing, not all homosexuals are a monolith. The only thing that gay men have in common, they have sex with someone of the same gender. Outside of that, the politics may be different. The way of living may be different. Social economic ideals may be different. So when you're playing these different characters, it shouldn't be about, oh, you're so caught up in the sex aspect. There's so much more that goes into being a man who happens to be a homosexual than the act itself. So I feel like people need to get outside of that. But to me, it seems like that people in the industry, you're always, whenever it comes to straight actors playing gay roles, and to me, as someone who has done acting and things in the past, gone to acting classes, done all the things, I do feel like that anybody should be able to play any role, because you're diving deep into this character and you're trying to find all the little nuances, whatever the case is, to bring this person to life. However, when there's slim pickings when it comes to the roles and y'all want to give everything to straight people, that's when it becomes a problem. If it was balanced out, that gay actors could actually do the straight roles as much as and vice versa. If there was an even playing field, I wouldn't be having this conversation. But because when you're dealing with gay parts, trans parts, whatever, until it becomes a much more broad, then we can have a conversation about whether or not people want to, do whatever. So I do feel like that a lot of people should have the open thing, but I feel like that the gay people, their feelings are valid as well. So Jeremy Strong, who's actually in this movie called The Apprentice, is about Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is being played by Sebastian Stan. Jeremy Strong is playing Roy Cohn. And I was trying to remember why that name sound familiar. He was a lawyer and political fixer, because he was also speaking of Jonathan Bailey and Matt Bomer, he was featured in the series. I don't know if you all have seen it on Showtime, but definitely check it out if you haven't, Fellow Travelers, where he was a politician that was in the 50s. There was a lynching maybe lynching is a strong word, but he was cracking down on gay people that were working in government and in jobs, whatever. And when you were found out that you were a homosexual, you lost your job. And he was cracking down on a lot of those people. Meanwhile, he was a gay man his damn self, but you was taking people down. So, Jeremy Strong. So basically, in Simple Weekly, shout out to them. So they were, talking about. They said the latest heterosexual thespian to weigh in on the issue is Jeremy Strong, who plays lawyer and political fixer Roy Cohn in The Apprentice. Ali Abbasi's Donald Trump biopic starring Sebastian Stan as the future 45th president when he was just a sleazy real estate mogul in New York. So Cohn, the mastermind of the Lavender Scare, which ousted gay and lesbian employees from federal jobs in the 50s, and himself a closeted homosexual, was Trump's mentor. Cohn was later disbarred, was trying to steal a dying man's fortune, was called the poster of human evil by the Bad Gays podcast about evil and complicated queers in history. So yeah, not all heroes wear capes, and all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So I feel like a lot of people need to learn that too. Don't lump us all in that situation, because there's some evil people out here, and Roy Cohn was definitely one of them. A disgraced POS. Now, while the role is sure to gain strong toward awards heat, he's aware that he's also playing a bit with fire. When asked if there was any merit to the criticism of straight playing gay, he was quick to agree, saying, yes, it's absolutely valid. This is what he told the LA Times in the interview published on Monday. I'm sort of old-fashioned, maybe, in the belief that fundamentally it's about a person's artistry, and that great artists historically have been able to, as it were, change the stamp of their nature. That's your job as an actor. The task, in a way, is to render something that is not necessarily your native habitat. While I don't think that it's necessary for gay roles to be played by gay performers, I think it should be good. I mean, it would be good if that were given more weight. So I totally understand where he's coming from, because I do agree with that. It's like, yeah, I don't think that we should only have gay actors playing gay roles, because trust to believe, gay actors don't only want to be subjected to just playing homosexuals on screen. They want to be able to play everything. So just like straight people get the opportunity to play gay, they get to play serial killers, they get to play, superheroes, they get to play wrestlers, they get to play people who are, horse wranglers, or whatever character you want to play. They get to play villains on the screen, they get to play terrorists, they get to play all kinds of roles. And I think gays want that opportunity as well. But what I think the overall irritation is the fact that every time a straight person gets up on camera and plays a gay role, you're immediately awarded with an Emmy or an Oscar, and you get your career just catapults. It's like, look, Jared Leto gets an Oscar for playing a trans woman with AIDS. Then you get Sean Penn playing Harvey Milk. Then you got Al Pacino getting the Emmy for playing Roy Cohn in Angels in America. So when you get that, that's where I feel like people feel a way about, the situation. So that's where I think the overall argument is. So I'm all for, like, yeah, as an actor, your job is to, when you take on that part, to disappear in the character, try to find the nuances and the human aspect of that person, so that way you could bring that character to life. You always have to try to find what is the motivation behind this person and all the things. But it's that other side that I had to point out too. So I feel like that maybe these casting people, y'all need to look into that. So he says, what I do feel, whoever plays any part ever, is that you have to take these things as seriously as you take your own life. And it is not a game. And that these people and their struggles and the experiences you're trying to render are not a plaything. If I didn't believe that I could understand in some deep level his anguish and turmoil and his need and the sort of Gordian knot that every character has, but Roy has particularly, if I didn't believe that I could understand it or connect to it in a way that is faithful or veracious, I wouldn't have done it. I certainly don't do these things just for my own self-aggrandizement. So, yeah, it's like when you're an actor, it's like, why do you want to take on this role? And what is it about this character that's going to motivate me to really give the best performance? So it's like, yeah, you have to look at each character on a deep level and find out, like, what is this man's goal? What is driving him to do the disgusting, despicable things that he has done to get his career where he is? And now he's a disgraced human being. But the fact of him being a self-hating homosexual and taking down other gays and just ruining their lives and getting them fired from their federal jobs while he's basically trying to keep his desires a secret. The hypocrisy of it all. We always talk about hypocrisy in politics and Hollywood and all these other things and the things that people go through. So he also said that even if if he is nominated and wins an Oscar for playing a villain as gay, the question remains: should Cohn have been portrayed by an openly queer actor in the first place, or is the performance all that matters in the end? So that is a good question that we need to bring up. So, I guess the only way we'll know is if a gay person actually wins an Oscar for it. Or maybe the argument should be, why is it that we're rewarding someone for playing a gay villain. That is what is considered a stereotype. Even back from the days of when you would look at the celluloid closet and you would talk about how, gays are villainized or trans, or they would have serial killers who would be cross-dressers or transvestites or transgender. Like there was always that argument that was put in a lot of older films back in the day, from Dress to Kill, from Buffalo Bill, in Silence of the Lambs, and things of that nature. So there's always been this long gestated argument in regards to talking about that. So I will say this, even though I can't stand Donald Trump, and shout out to Entertainment Weekly for the photos. So I am definitely curious to check out this Apprentice movie, which I know like a lot of the studios are afraid to touch. And it's like, it's about art. Like y'all scared of Donald Trump. What he gonna do? Cuss y'all out? Go into one of his rallies and start rambling about this movie for hours? I mean, y'all, to me, it just feels like Hollywood lacks such a backbone, but whatever. So I say all to say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your comments are regarding this debate about straight actors playing gay roles and that sort of thing, I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say on this. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Okay, so let me see. So Robert says, Britney, Kylie, and Taylor Swift are the only acts that were not problematic. Argue with your mother. Well, that's my line. Argue with your mammy, because I don't want to hear it. The arguments about Britney and sex were there because it was shocking bit. Like she said, it's just costumes where the boy has his shirt off and suggestively it's okay. And that's what it is. It's like, child, first of all, it's hot on that damn stage. I'm not going to be covered from head to toe like Janet Jackson, in wool dancing on stage. And she be hot under all of that. So if I'm going to get up there, in a leotard and some boots and be dancing on that stage under them hot ass lights, you best believe I'm wearing as less clothes as humanly possible. The rich gays are supporting Trump because they would be fine and okay playing straight. But I stand by what I said, because why else would there be a Republican? Because they want a bigger cut on tax. Is that all y'all care about is taxes? Like, what about us regular people who have to pay a whole lot of taxes? You think we want to pay taxes too? Can you imagine the gay best friend of Sydney's daughter being Ghostface with the boyfriend and the motive being wanting to prove that I'm just as strong as the hetero man? Well, you know what? I really feel like we need some some gay representation in the Scream movies. I mean, yeah, they had that boy in Scream 4, but I think he was just lying about being gay. I don't think he was an actual gay character. But yeah, I do feel like with Kevin Williamson, you are someone who launched this whole show, this franchise. I do feel like we need some gay representation, and maybe y'all need to be like, make that character kind of like Carla and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Can we not kill off the gay or the black character? Look, if y'all gonna give plot armor to the Meeks twins, then y'all could do the same thing to the gay character. You said hang on to the football field pole of the opposite team, but hey, I killed my father and skinned him to be the ball. Ew. It's a funny thing about Jared Leto. Folks in the circle know his child. Wait, why does Michael T. White sound familiar? Now I gotta look him up. Oh, child. First of all, Michael T. White gave gay face. What was that movie that he was in? Yeah, Jeffrey. That's why I was like, why that name sound familiar? And he's 62, child. Okay. He still get it though. But Michael T. White, it's no shade. But you know how like you can look at somebody and they give like they have like that whole gay face. Michael T. White always gave that. So I always looked at him and was like, you was not well, no, I don't want to say that. You wasn't acting in that movie, because he was acting. However, you was probably living your best life making that movie. So yeah, but Jared Leto, I remember hearing tea about him. I would not be surprised. Do you think that him and Wilson Cruz hunched when they was making My So-Called Life, or was it that Wilson Cruz wasn't giving trade back then? He's giving trade now. Like Wilson Cruz got fined as he got older, but I don't see him doing that, now. Oh my God, I gotta watch The House of Villains, because first of all, Tiffany Pollard is shady as hell. Talking about, I feel she went to Teresa Judah and said, I felt like I could come to you because I always respected your hairline. Now, who goes and says something shady like that but Tiffany? But I always like to. Oh, so you said what a pissed off American looks like. Make America great again, then kills Kincaid, saying F all life matter. Well, first of all, I don't need all of that political stuff being thrown in screen. I just need like a full, straightforward slasher. That's what I basically want from the franchise. Yeah, that's what I said. He was a Jeffrey. I remember that's why I was like, I had to look him up because I was like, wait a minute, I know that name sound familiar. And then he was on that show, The Pretender, which I never got into. I never really got into that show. But anyway, okay, so now let's move on. And speaking of gays having a little too much fun in a movie, let's talk about this Daniel Craig leakation that happened with this movie Queer. Now, we have mentioned it on the show, but based on the tweets and stuff I was seeing, I didn't realize that there was a lot of people that were really looking forward to seeing this film. So apparently I woke up this morning and was not having this on my bingo card, but I was not expecting the alleged nude scenes between him and Drew Starkey and Omar Apollo to leak online. And that's been the latest story. And people told me it was full frontal. I have not looked at the video. I was trying to look for it earlier. I could not find it because all of a sudden I saw Omar Apollo trending. Then I saw a queer trend. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I happened to look on the Google because it was the trending thing. And they was talking about Omar Apollo, and they was talking about how there was a prosthetic or whatever. Look, we don't know what was going on. I don't know what the whole situation is, but maybe the article has it. So shout out to Pride, because they said, look, now if you was looking for me to, look it up and try to let y'all know what the link is, you just gonna have to search Elon Musk's wasteland of debauchery to find out the leaks. But for those of y'all who are unfamiliar, Queer is the latest movie from Luca Guadagnino and is based on a novel of the same name by William S. Burroughs. The film stars Daniel Craig as William Lee, an American expat living in Mexico, who meets a young student, Drew Starkey, with whom he falls into a passionate infatuation, reigniting his desire to connect with someone again. Now, the film also stars Omar Apollo as one of William's lovers. Now, as you can imagine, much is being made of the steamy, explicit sex scenes in which Starkey says they were game for anything in a recent Variety interview. We were just like, let's go for it. Let's have fun. Well, I'm glad y'all think sex is fun with the gays. But look, didn't George Michael say sex is natural, sex is fun? So they said he was a great partner to have in that. I think he and I share the same mentality of it's just not give it ish. And Luca was so specific. He wanted us to be as comfortable as possible throughout the process. We would block off where these intimate scenes would happen, and we talked for months in advance about what we thought it would be. It was also like a dance. We were trying to figure it out. But those who came of most of the fun days, I think we all had on set, just Daniel and I laughing. So yeah, as you can imagine, the anticipation for the film and all its steamy moments is high, and reaction to the leaks was crazy. So, we had some of the overall opinions of the people. Let's go to those. And then we have, someone said Drew Starkey getting topped on my timeline. Okay. And I heard some people say he had a nice butt. I don't know, this one is jumping. I was like, I know y'all all not going to do that. It said, that's what I'm talking about. Another tweet, it was like, almost got scared when I opened the queer leak in public, but then I remembered I was at Sweat. Okay, because you was a safe space if you had the Sweat tour, because you was surrounded by women and gays. The women don't care, and the gays is like, oh, what you looking at? Let me see. Let me get a gander. Now, Daniel Craig has a nice ass. They should have flipped. But look, you're not the one up in here choreographing the sex scene. They got an intimate coach. You're not the intimate coach. They said the Omar Apollo queer scene got leaked. This picture has always cracked me up with this girl and her facial expression. And they said, not Nicole Kidman, because if you know, if you go to an AMC theater, you know exactly what this shot is. Then the person said, this is what this is what the F I'm talking about. Bookmark this as we speak. But I'm not playing it because there's some Nicki Minaj music that's playing in there. I looked at the thing earlier. Then they said Drew Starkey bottom is seen from Queer doing rounds on the time. All right, Margot Robbie. They said, so yeah, there's a lot of that. One is that one queer leak after the other. We still have no trailer. What I tell you, these tears forming in my eyes, I'm not exaggerating. Then then we got Omar Apollo up in here. His cute self. First of all, he like 6'4". If he got a small peen, that would be a disappointment. But I don't know. He's tall and lanky, so you know them skinny ones you got to watch out for. Is that Tokyo Tony? I look like a purple dildo, but I like this one. They said to everyone that keeps leaking clips from Queer, I generally hope you get sued. So yeah, there you have it. And look, me personally, it was like I was looking for it on Twitter, but then again, I was like, you know what? I want to be surprised. I want to actually go in and see the movie when it comes out. So I'm definitely going to go check Queer when it comes out in theaters. I've been hearing so much hype about this film. I didn't know that there was a lot of people that were hyped for this movie because I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it. So I was genuinely shocked when I would hear stories about people, the people on social media talking about this film, because I know like the gay blogs like Out and Pride and Queer Tea and all these other places were talking about it, but I didn't know that everybody was hyped for this film in general. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Did you see the leaks? What did you think of the leaks? And are you actually looking forward to seeing this film? I just like the fact that we finally getting like a really good, hopefully it's as good as all the hype is, a good gay movie. I think a lot of this also, the stuff leaked because it is being shown on the festival circuit and we're getting close to the release. So somebody clearly pulled out their phone and started recording. Kind of like y'all did with Jesse Williams when he was in that play. When he was playing the baseball play and he had that shower scene and somebody pulled out their phone and had to get that anaconda on film, which is still floating around on the Twitter. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Let's go from the movies to real life because the closet gays out here being messy. Oh, I just got an alert about Terrifier 3. So I got to hurry up because I got to go see this film right after. So, the priest is out here being messy. And so a British priest apparently died following a drug-fueled night of gay sex with an Anglican priest who's since been arrested. I can't say also because the guy who passed is not in the union no more, but the other man's still alive. So, according to the advocate, they said after an alleged night of using ecstasy and poppers while having sex together, a man who has been identified by the media only as 60-year-old Father Bernard called emergency services to report that his sexual partner, Father Andrew Wagstaff, who's 69, had started to feel unwell and fell unconscious. Emergency services arrived shortly after midnight, but couldn't revive Wagstaff, and this is according to LGBTQ+ Nation. Now, according to the Toronto Sun, the prosecutor's office told local media that 2 e-pills were found and that it appeared that the 2 priests had used e-pills and poppers together and had sex. Now, Bernard has already been arrested and charged with drug trafficking result in a death, despite the initial autopsy not conclusively proving the exact cause of death. A bishop will determine whether he will be allowed to keep his position within the church. Well, you already know what's going to happen. He's pretty much going to be kicked out of the church because the church, number one, goes against homosexuality, even though the Pope has gone back, in my opinion, has flip-flopped on his views regarding the gays in the church. So I can't even tell you where he stands. 1 minute he's against it, 1 minute he's for it. So I ain't got time for flip-flops. Flip-flops for your feet. It's not supposed to be somebody who keep going back and forth on their damn views because you're trying to hold on to an old guard, but also trying to be a little progressive. But you can't figure out what side you are on. But then again, the whole situation about the drugs and the sex trafficking, this is unfortunate because it's sad that, this whole vow of celibacy, which I'm telling y'all does not work. People cannot be running around being celibate and stuff and thinking that y'all not going to be out here hunching or whatever the case is. It's bound to happen. So I don't understand why that y'all are out here trying to prevent people or trying to tell people to take a vow of celibacy when in fact it don't work. People are going to be out here hunching. Whether it's someone of the same sex and your age, or the alleged stories that have plagued the Catholic religion for eons, which would be sex with young boys. We ain't gonna just act like that ain't been going on. So they also said that until his retirement earlier this year, Wagstaff had been the chaplain of St. Boniface Church in Antwerp, Belgium. Now, funny enough, when I was growing up Roman Catholic, I went to the St. Boniface Church, not in Belgium. It was out in Elmont, Long Island. So Bernard had reportedly met up with Wagstaff while visiting Belgium for Pope Francis's visit. Ooh, that's what y'all be doing. Y'all out here going to see the Pope, but also seeing each other's polls, as in P-O-L-E, not P-O-L-L. Now, Father Bernard is a dedicated priest. He did his job well, liked to mingle with people after church services, and was greatly appreciated for that. This is what the chairman of the local church council, Eddie Marstbroom, told the Telegraph. But admittedly, all of this is also a complete surprise to us. We now mainly hope that the law will do its job quickly, because I can well imagine that this is particularly difficult for him. Now, this is not the only drug-related incident involving priests and gay sex recently, because according to the Advocate, back in April, a Polish Catholic priest got 18 months in prison after a male sex worker OD'd on erectile dysfunctional medication that was mutilated. Oh, they said he was mutilated after collapsing during a gay adult party, but survived. Wait, how was he mutilated? I may have to look that story up, because you OD'd on ED medication and was mutilated after collapsing during a gay adult play party. So where was he mutilated? Yeah, I definitely got to dig that up. But child, y'all out here laying alone and spreading it wide and being messy. But this is why I said these things do not work. They need to change this whole thing about the church with the vow of celibacy, and this whole thing where you have so many self-hating homosexuals that are in the church that have to become these priests, but then they on the low doing this stuff. They going up in the bars and things, or they're on Grindr and they're doing this stuff, because clearly celibacy is not a thing that is a thing. And there needs to be some change in that. So I don't know what to tell you. So I'll definitely be keeping a track of this story as it develops. But this is unfortunate. This self-hatred, this whole thing of like, it's just clearly like things ain't working in the whole thing of religion. I just don't get it, but I get the reason why they stopped in the church, the priests getting a relationship. Because once upon a time, priests were allowed to get married and have kids and stuff. This was centuries ago. But then they didn't want to trickle down that wealth. So that's why they had the priests come in and take the vow of celibacy. So what do y'all think of this story? Because, you know, when I've been trying to bring y'all the gay news, and I gagged when I saw this one, so I was like, I had to bring it to y'all. But let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so what I am going to do is that last topic that I added to the docket, I'm going to actually save that for tomorrow. And we'll talk about it, because, yeah, I got to get out of here. I just realized that, yeah, Terrified 2 about to start in like 2 hours. So, I mean, Terrified 3. So I got to go see that movie, so that way I can tell y'all, you know, I got to see it. I got to get my food and stuff. And, you know, we'll come and talk about it on tomorrow's show. So I want to thank you all for, you know, today's show. Be sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and notification button, so that way, you know, when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Also, I want to thank you all for jumping in the comments and all that good stuff. I love you all for watching. And, thank you. You as well. And so, yeah, until next time, ciao, darlings.